Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Marine Travel Ground with the MMS 360 Media legends that they are around here. So, what can I tell you? We've missed a few games recently. Obviously, you've missed my voice. Unfortunately, I lost it a couple of weeks ago, but I'm back now here to really annoy you for the next couple of hours at least. So, what can I tell you about this game? Well, we've got Canterbury versus Barnes. Canterbury, obviously, up there, just getting themselves warmed up against Barnes down here. It's going to be one of those games where you've got a top table team in Barnes coming down here to see if they can continue their fantastic run of form recently. They have been putting on lots of points. They have had a bit of a renaissance period over at Barnes. They've got some great coaching structures in place there, including a guy called Joe Gray, who any Harlequins fans will definitely remember who he is. And I think that they're now beginning to really push on. What can we tell you about today's game? Well, what I can tell you is I can tell you the team sheets. The team sheets for us today is we've got big, as I now like to call him, the truffle hunter, William Young at loose head. Nathan Morris is starting at hooker, along with Elliot Lusher, who's starting at tight head today. So obviously must be a little bit of a rest for the big man Danny Herriot. We've then got in our engine room Dave Irvine and Jamie Stevens, as we expect, with Harvey Furno, Cameron Murray and Tyler Oliver competing the back line for us. Well, what else can we talk about? We can talk about the greatness of Ben Cooper back at scrum half, along with Frank Reynolds, who for me has been a fantastic player the last few months now. He's standing up a little bit closer to the actual gain line, which is then causing the opponents a lot more issues, and that's what I want to see more of. Got Frank Morgan out on the left wing with Guy Hilton on the right. Guy is coming back. Obviously, he had his head knock against Worthing. Cracking young player. I do like him, and I think that we just need to get Frank Morgan involved a little bit more, because once Frank the Tank is moving, he's very hard to stop. In terms of our centres, we've got Lewis Hollidge and we've got Sam Sterling. Now, we know Sam Sterling from CT Barbell. He's been on here with me and with Tristan doing a bit of commentary. These guys, they know what they're doing. Some old heads, some clever heads. We've then got Tom Halliday, Sam Rogers, Cameron McMillan, Tommy Williams, and obviously Danny Herriot as well, who completes our bench for today. We also got the Barnes team, where we've got a gentleman called George Dean at 1, Alexander March at 2, Rory Marsh at 3, Len Ashcroft Lee at 4, James Bloxham at 5, Angus Farquhar at 6, Ethan Harbinson at 7, Louise Kirkham at 8. Their number 9 is an issue. Now, we've had a couple of our guys go down to Barnes more recently with our 2s and other players like that. Their number 9 is quite a player. He's an old school kind of scrum half. Lots of mouth, lots of chirp throughout the whole game, and we expect something from him. His name's Joshua Davies. Alongside him is going to be a gentleman called Simon Keller, and on their wings they've got Christopher Stegman. I'm not entirely sure if that's part of the Stegman family who is with the Harlequins, but we've then got Paul O'Dell on the other wing for them with their centres as Giles Bromley Martin, Simon Suter, and finally Connor Cross at the back line. Well, as we make our way over here back to my usual perch, today we're going to be moving around here with my wonderful cameraman here, who's going to be really annoyed with me, but I'm coming over here to see me old mate here. How are you, sir? Mr. Halliday.
Yeah, good afternoon, Connie. Very well, thank you very well indeed. Good, well, this is a little bit fancy, isn't it?
It is fancy. It is fancy. It is fancy. It is fancy. I mean, the late great Limmers. Can I say late great Limmers? I mean, he is technically back today. He's mentioned about how it's becoming more and more like Sky Sports. I think we're slightly better than that.
I think we're getting that direction. I think it would be lovely to see if we could get maybe the next thing is one of those player cams.
Oh,
ref cam.
Oh, player cam be nice. Ref cam be nice. Just so we know, Damien, I hope you're writing all this stuff down as a list of the kind of stuff that we want to produce with. Well, what can we say? I mean, I was just quickly chatting to the people who are watching already, and we were chatting about that Joshua Davies.
Yeah, I was. It was last year when my younger boy Max got his first chance in the first team, and we went up to watch, and he absolutely ran the show. Absolutely ran the show, and he not only he's a great kicker, great box kicker, great vision, good distribution from the base, but also he's, I think, probably what we would call a proper old school 9. He's right in your face, lots of chirp, and he ran the whole game. He ran the whole game. And then earlier in the year, this year, Tom, my older one, was playing as well. He came on. And again, the same thing, not quite so dominant, and I think last year he was doing a lot of stuff on his own, but I don't know whether their recruitment's been good, but certainly when we saw them earlier in the season, they're much more of a 15 team, everyone getting involved, but all still most of the good stuff coming off 9, so if they can control the 9, then I think we've got a chance, and look forward to a good game.
But then if we're talking about the scrum halves themselves, I mean, and you've got a player who is playing at a really decent level and ahead of their game to a degree, and they're leading their pack forward. How would you therefore go about trying to nullify that? What would kind of be the natural thought process?
Well, I think old school tactics is just trying to slow him down wherever you can. Maybe a little tug of the shirt once the pass has gone, just to stop him to getting from ruck to ruck to ruck to ruck. And again, if we can encourage him to kick, then it's obviously making sure that the kick return is there and ready. I would like to think that we know what he's going to do. We know he's strong with his boots, so we're going to be ready in the backfield to actually take it. And once they realise they're not going to get any joy from kicking, then he has to do something else. Then it's more reliant on them running. Then we can get into the defensive shape and hopefully knock him backwards. But he is a good player, and sometimes the only way you can stop good players is by skirting around the edges of the law, Clemmy.
So what we're saying is in essence doing what the All Blacks have done so well for many years.
Exactly. And become world renowned for,
Well renowned, yes, exactly. And more often than not, I can't help but think this, guys, but as much as we would all love to have that thought process of playing rugby in the purest way, in the right way, you can't have it sometimes. The teams are a little bit more clever, bend the rules, or don't bend the rules.
And also, the other thing is you can only play good rugby when you got the ball, and so the more time you can get the ball back, the better. And sometimes you have to get the ball back by nefarious means. What can I say?
Excellent, thanks, John. Brilliant, excellent, thanks, John. We're just going to, as we've got the live roaming camera, I'm just going to kind of take you around the ground a bit more, to be honest, because we don't get to see this very much. Now, down here at the Marine Travel Ground, we have got some fantastic sponsorship, and as I keep going around here, you can see boards upon boards upon boards. We've got Whitney Homes, Orbital, we've got Gibson's Farm Shop. Now, I've got to say about the farm shop, cracking, by the way. However, I don't eat the meat there, but the bakery's pretty darn nice. Although I've probably had a few too many pies along my time. But as you can see, we've got boards upon boards, and the great thing about this club is that we actually do actively try and think about the local clubs nearby us, the clubs who actually invest in us, they promote us, and that's what we need to really kind of just highlight a little bit, to be honest with you. So I think what we need to do is just literally, as I said, during today we'll come round, we'll be going around the whole ground. As I said, we are kind of roaming with my wonderful cameraman here, and we will try and kind of pick up on whatever we can see along the way, along with obviously hopefully some fantastic rugby. So we're just going to pop ourselves on our way back to John again, and I think John might take over and talk to us a little bit more about some rugby, I think.
Thanks, Clemmy. I think the official term is back to the studio is the one you want to learn for these sorts of handovers in the future. But yeah, no, we're about half an hour from kick-off here, so the lunch is still going well, I should imagine. Not many people back out and watching yet. Both teams strong and warming up. Just to let you know, there's also a league match going on the second team pitch as well. The Pilgrims are playing this afternoon. Anyone that was lucky enough to come up to the club last Friday, fantastic atmosphere with the top of the table clash between the Pilgrims and Dover, which unfortunately Dover won, but it was a great evening, really good, much more like the old floodlit tournament that some of you might remember from back in the early 90s, late 80s. Great atmosphere, but fortunately they lost. So it's getting really close to the Pilgrims League, so they're playing Park House on the top pitch. Kicks off at 3 o'clock as well, and so we will try to give you updates of that game as well for those of you interested. Other things that are occurring, I think Clemmy is turning from roving reporter to his Parkinson role in a minute. As we've got Mr. Story, the Chief Executive of Kent Cricket, coming for an interview in a couple of minutes as well. I think he's been enjoying the lunch, hopefully not too much, and he can still construct sentences when he arrives, but Clemmy will be doing that in a minute. Again, as things prepare here, just to let you know that Limmers is back with us today. He's in another one in a roving situation. I think he's roving around the burger van at the minute, but looking forward to a good game this afternoon, actually. I'm delighted to say that my eldest Tom has managed to sneak back onto the reserves bench, which will be exciting for me. And my younger one, Max, is playing in the twos on the top pitch. So again, if I suddenly start to look the other way or run the other way, it's because something amazing's happened over there, which we'll keep you updated with as well. Right, Clemmy's back with me.
am back with you, mate. I am back with you. So to be fair, I'm actually quite enjoying that roaming camera thing. I feel almost kind of like a little bit like, as I was saying earlier, a little bit like Annika Rice, but without the backside.
I think probably, unfortunately,
two Annika Rice's backsides. I don't know.
Yeah, I think poor old Frank Morgan might have had the opportunity to take his camera on the pitch. The amount of ball he's been getting recently, I know he's been getting a little bit frustrated, and it'd be really good to see Frank get the ball in his hands and have a bit of a run. Well, it'd be good to see us all of it. I think the last time we were commentating together was the Worthing game, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Worthing. I'm going to press the usual mic. We've got a slight issue with this one at the moment. So,
okay.
Yeah, the Worthing game. Loved that. I kind of perhaps maybe went off on a weird diatribe.
He did
towards the end,
but that was the excitement of it. But again, there was almost like a flick switch that week, wasn't there? When Frank Tanchisi suddenly took a quick penalty from nowhere. Really, the game was sort of going nowhere. We weren't doing anything, and then 20 minutes, sparkling stuff. Get on the good foot, and everyone was getting involved. Ball was flying around. It'd be great if we could get back to that again, wasn't it? Rather than the last 20 minutes, let's try and do it for 80. Or at least 60.
Well, that's exactly it. And it was a bizarre kind of scenario where, as you said, it was almost like they went, oh, you know what, crikey, we're that far down, we might just play rugby.
Yeah.
And it scared the living bejesus out of Worthing, let's be honest.
Yeah. And there were yellow cards and all sorts. I think we were down to 12 at one stage. Well, it was terrible, wasn't it?
But, it was great.
But come up with a win. And again, hopefully that's a blueprint, isn't it? Score tries, win matches.
So I just want to pick up on, you were talking about cards, yellow cards.
Yep.
Red cards during the Six Nations.
Yep.
Have you viewed some of those, John?
I think if you are serious about making the game change and making it safer head-to-head contacts, the only way you're going to do that is make the penalties for getting it wrong, even if not in a violent way, but if you just get it wrong, if you're not lowering your tackle height, you're going to get in trouble. And the sooner that message gets across and they realise that it's not going to change, then I think it's better for the game. So on that basis, I don't think either of the Scottish or the French player, well actually, and I thought the French player was actually downright horrible actually, but I don't think the Scottish fella Gilchrist, I don't think it was a nasty, vicious, horrible tackle, but it was high and it was dangerous. And if you're going to follow the rules, he's got to go. So I think they're fair enough, and we just got to live through it.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I mean, my frustration, as you're saying there, I think the Gilchrist one in particular, I think was a little bit harsh.
Yeah.
You slow that down, it looks like he doesn't try to wrap his arm, but in certain angles, it looks like he was actually actively trying to wrap, but he just got there too quick. So he was kind of in that position, not there. Yeah. And I think just literally that movement there, like what we're talking, what 4 or 5 inches, or well, to me, I'd probably say to my wife that was more like 12. That would have saved him, and it would have just been a yellow, right?
Yeah. And again, the game was lucky that actually the French bloke was so stupid 5 minutes later, and it evened up to 14-14 because it made for a much better game of rugby.
It certainly did.
That's the downside of these sudden sending offs. When it just ruins the game so early. They're the right decisions on the pitch, but they ruin the game as a spectacle. And Wayne Barnes was at one of the city lunches last year, and he was talking about that, saying that he knows he's got to get the cards out and show them, but he also knows at the same time it's a TV spectacle, and he's ruining the spectacle in some way by doing it as well. So we've got to get through it. But in the great scheme of things, it's tackle height has got to get lower. The waist height thing, obviously, that's looks like it's being kicked into the long grass for the short term, which I think is probably wise because you can't control it, but generally lowering that tackle height, it's got to be better for everyone.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Just want to pick up on something which has gone in the news. Obviously Marcus Smith, again, yes, everyone who watches this, they already know that I'm a Harlequins fan, okay, we get it, yes, I love Harlequins, okay, I can't help it, it's the quarter jersey, it looks lovely. But so Marcus Smith gets literally, in essence, kind of off your pop, back to your club. Okay, yep. A lot of Harlequins fans at first, this is ridiculous, Borthwick doesn't know what he's doing, why is he bringing in a player in terms of George Ford who's had just as little game time, coming back from injuries, etc, etc. However, there's a really interesting thought process which I heard from Will Greenwood, which I think we need to chat about at half time. Right. Have you read it?
No.
Excellent. It's like almost like a scoop here at Canterbury, which no one knows about, because this sad sod here, this one here, goes on and scours the internet all week.
I don't know. I don't know what he said. I mean, the flip side of that would be that if you are a Northampton fan,
yep,
and Mitchell's not starting, and they've got 3 or 4 players who are in the squad not playing, not in the squad, and they got absolutely battered 60 points to nothing last night. And
yes, I saw
4
that.
or 5 of the best players sat in the England hotel having a cup of coffee.
Brilliant, lovely. Can't knock that.
Right. You've got interviews to do.
I have got interviews to do. I'm going to pass you this mic, and I'm going to take that one. Okay. No, Damien's coming in for that. Okay. Right, I'd like to welcome Simon here now.
How you doing? Hiya.
I know I like you, Simon. They throw me in the deep end. I know nothing about cricket.
Don't worry, that's not.
You're going to help me. No, I'm only joking. I'm brilliant. I'm a horrific amateur player. Okay, my best ever was 26. Had to ask to go not out because when I was playing at that age, you could only get 25, and you
had to retire. Yeah?
Exactly, yeah, but they miscounted, so I got 26. Yeah, remember that one, old Eyesworthians. Simon, how are you, sir?
All good, all good. We've just had a fantastic kind of meal and been looked after very well at the Canterbury Rugby Club marquee, which is fantastic, and looking forward to a good game this afternoon.
Excellent. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you are the man in the know to do things all with county cricket, correct?
Well, yes, in that my title's chief executive, but actually the people that really know what's going on are also in the marquee. We've got Matt Walker, our head coach, who's also a guest, which is fantastic, and then one of our former captains and a real kind of legend around the club, Dave Fulton, as well. So,
really?
So the 3 of us are here,
okay.
And obviously their combined knowledge of cricket and their skill at cricket is much greater than mine. But look, we love the game, we love working in sport, and we love the relationship that we have here in Canterbury between the rugby club and Kent Cricket.
Fantastic. One thing I want to say, I think a lot of people who know Kent Cricket and obviously kind of watch our stream here as well. Daryl Stevens.
Good old Darren. Good old Steve.
Right.
Yeah,
so how many more years could you have actually squished out of him? Because each time it was another season.
Yeah,
Another season.
Yeah. No, Steve-O's, if you were to ask Steve-O, will say he's still got plenty of stuff left in the tank, and he's just been an amazing servant to Kent Cricket, and he deserved everything that we gave him. I think at the end of the season we had Steve-O Day, and that brought the members love Steve-O as well. And the great thing is I only saw him actually this week, because Steve-O obviously is carving out a really kind of successful early days in coaching. So he was up at Beckenham coaching the South East Stars. So that's the partnership, obviously the growth of the women's game, not just in cricket but rugby and sport in general. And Steve-O's now one of the a very highly regarded coach with the South East Stars, which is a partnership between Surrey and Kent. So he's working with the best of the Kent and Surrey young girls coming through as they turn effectively into a professional environment at the South East Stars. So he's very much heavily still involved in the game. Is good old Steve-O.
Excellent. The thing is, there's a lot of great cricketers or legendary cricketers, English cricketers in and around Kent. There's Geraint Jones, for example, which is down at St Lawrence's, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you have a number of. I mean, obviously, you have a professional career, but age isn't a barrier to loving sport, as we know. And whatever the level, whether it's professional level, we've also recently just launched walk-in cricket, which is specifically for those folk, which I suppose I'm probably fast approaching as well. Where it's tough to get out there and play 20 overs, certainly first 40 overs. Yeah. So walking cricket is a way of re-engaging with folk that may have given up the game because their body hadn't quite allowed them to do it. And we're doing that through our community foundation. So I think the beauty, and I think we get it here at Kent Cricket, but I know that Giles and the team here get it at Canterbury Rugby Club, is the value of sport that goes beyond the elite level and the top level and the first 11 is everybody else that can get involved all the way across the club and around the club, and that's why we love working what we do in sport.
In terms of obviously bringing value and certain things like that to cricket and obviously like to the rugby club here, for example, huge value coming to Kent in terms of the stadium revamp, right?
Yeah, we've done lots of work. Still plenty to do. But the biggest project, the previous winter, but we've just kind of been finishing it through, is some of the refurbishment of the stands and the seating. So last year we spent probably just over £400,000 upgrading the Woolly stand, which is something that the members and supporters love. It's a terrific view up there, but it really did need some investment. Hadn't really had significant investment for over a decade. And then this year's work, which is still ongoing, is that we're replacing all the plastic seats. So I think that people, when they come to the cricket, will see hopefully a nicer environment. We know that we have to do that. We have to give people a great experience. That includes where they sit, the toilets, the food you serve, and we've got to get it right as they get it right here. And then obviously at the same time, we do quite a lot of work with M&S Media as well, providing streams. So just making the game more accessible. There's so many people that are interested in our sports, and this is a terrific service.
Yeah, and I've got to say, I mean, I've gone down to the county ground quite a few times, lucky enough. I mean, I've only been living in Kent now for 9 years. But there's one thing there's a couple of things. I've got one more which I want to talk to you about in terms of value of what the club's bringing in. But in terms of value, what your club, and this is going to be a strange one, brought it to my life. Okay, yeah. This is bizarre. Okay, so this is many moons ago. So I think we are looking at maybe 15 or 16 years ago. Okay, so the old CB40.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Kent were in the final. Yeah. Okay. That day I went. I got up there early. I actually went to Hatton Garden, bought my wife's engagement ring, went to watch the cricket. Yeah. Unfortunately, I apologise now. This is going to be a big one. I apologise now. It was either Steve-O or it might have been Joe Denley that I was slagging off because they didn't make enough runs. Okay, I was sitting in front of their parents, so I do apologise for that. I can't remember if it was Steve-O or Denley. Okay. Yeah. However, though, I did enjoy my day. I came home maybe a little bit worse for wear. My wife will probably say I was definitely more worse for wear, and I actually asked her to marry me, and she said yes. So Kent.
Well, it's nice. It's nice for us to be there at the big milestones in life, and I mean, there's people that have met their partners at the cricket match. That we have a number of folk that at the other end of life will want ashes scattered for loved ones. I mean, that's the powerful thing about cricket, and if you get the clubs right, is people put you at the heart of their lives, and that's an immense privilege for us all that work in it to be able to help people through that. So yeah, that's a lot. Great, good effort then. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a crazy one. In terms of just batting, I just want to pick up on the fact a lot of my friends have always said to me that I'm batting above my average with my missus. Okay, so that leads me nicely on. You're going to like this link onto the new batting coach which you guys have brought in. Is it Alex Goodman?
Alex Goodman, yes, indeed. He's come in, and we're looking forward to him obviously getting started because we're about 4.5 weeks away from the season start. Just pausing.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, it's all right. He's not dead, Hagee. He just likes to pause.
Was he pausing? Oh, okay. So he's due to get started. The boys are due to be actually outside in about 7 days' time. So I think it's about 8 degrees centigrade now. So it'll be maybe put a few gloves on. But look, it can't come soon enough. It's been a long winter for us all, hasn't it? It's been tough. There's a lot going on in the world, and we need sport to give us a little bit of a buzz and excitement and distraction. We can't wait to get started. So we've got a new batting coach. Walks has got all. We're very fortunate to have a great coaching lineup. Paul Downton has built that team, and there's some. It's exciting to think that we've got a couple of overseas coming in as well. Still working on others as well. But we've got the nucleus of a really good side, youngsters, some more experienced players. The season can't start soon enough for us.
Brilliant. I mean, for me, I can't wait. I just want to see Kent win again. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not on about just the single games. I'm on about winning the league. I'm on about getting to those cup finals again because that's truly special.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, the T20, which is obviously we won that in 2021, which was fantastic. Last year's Royal London Cup win, the one-day cup win. That's 2 trophies, 2 pieces of silverware. It's fantastic. So we're really looking forward to that. And T20 starts. It's 24th of May, so that's not soon either. So championship first, then 2020, and we just hope that thousands of people can come in and watch it with us.
That's brilliant, Simon. Thank you so much, mate. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'm sure you'll be cheering on these boys in the yellow and amber.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks. Always a pleasure. Thank you, Simon. Take care, buddy.
Bye-bye.
So, guys, I mean, that was an absolute, for me, if I'm going to be honest, it was an absolute treat being able to chat cricket. Now, I was joking with people. I do know a small amount to do with cricket, and that comes from my brother's love of the game. Not my father's, because he's from Bournemouth, and they just do weird stuff down in the Dorset area. But anyway, moving swiftly on. Limmers, how the devil are you, pal?
Hey, Clemmy, good to see you. You well?
Mate, I'm getting there, mate. My throat's better. More importantly...
We can hear you, which is terrible.
That's the downside, mate. That's the downside. More important, even worse, you can see me. It's great to see you back, pal.
Cheers. No, good to be back. I'm hoping for a good game today.
Yeah, well, not being funny, mate.
I'm here as my mic assistant all day. So.
Yeah, mate. Well, you missed an absolute belter, mate, at the Worthing game. You would have really, really enjoyed watching that with us.
So it was... Canterbury got turned over on the away leg, didn't they?
Certainly did.
The scoreline perhaps flattered Canterbury a little bit. They got a few tries in the last minute, which made it closer than it looked.
That's been our standard procedure, isn't it? Let them get ahead by 30, then get the last 20 and make it look close.
Yeah, they're already in the change room thinking about what they're doing on a Saturday night, and then we score 2 and think it's close.
Yeah.
But saying that, post-Christmas, we've looked like a different side again.
Again, I was up watching those the away games at Barnes last year, and again, the 9 is the man you want to watch for them. 9's a really good player, really good player.
So Canterbury up the hill first half, which is...
Mate, I said, but there's no point us talking about the hill because we get it wrong every time. And we've said about it so many times now. It's worth what, Limmers, you say 10 to 12 points.
Easily.
Seems to be
14, I think
it's the reverse. It's the exact reverse this year.
Oh, there goes 9 going a little dart there already. Sounded like someone banged heads there even from here.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are watching this the feed here. You might be excused for thinking this is actually Canterbury versus London Scottish. It's not. This is the Barnes away kit. I'm not saying that there's links to London Scottish and Barnes, or am I? I don't know. Anywho,
first penalty of the game.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not going to be set a trend, but let's see what the 10's got in his boot.
that's why we've missed you.
And again, you'll have to excuse me. I'm just looking over my back. Unfortunately, the second team game or the Pilgrims game is right down the other end, so I can't see much going on there. But I will again. You'll have to excuse me if I
good news.
Start shouting at the wrong time because I'm watching the other game.
Doesn't mean Canterbury, the Pilgrims, in the ascendancy though.
No.
So good news.
No, that 9 is quick, mate. He's finding it every time here.
Canterbury need to feel around, keep coming around the corner,
Yeah,
They got numbers.
Not folding out enough.
Again,
Jesus.
That was slick.
Yeah.
And again, and it's the 9. You know that there is the speed of his pass and the delivery there was really good. But good try. Ominous.
Yeah, slow start for Canterbury. I don't know, John. You've probably watched quite a lot of Canterbury different teams with your boys over the years.
Yeah.
Like we play in the threes and fours. We're always so slow at starting. Yeah. But it looks like the ones have caught the bug as well recently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, we going back into the. I don't know who won the toss. I don't know who decided. But again, going back in the years, we always used to play downhill in the first half. And again, to be fair, we always used to just wallop the ball down at that bottom corner. Very, very similar, to what's happened there. Get yourself down to the 22, score an early try, build a couple of points, and by half time, even if you have to play up the hill, if you've got the 14, you're safe. So I think.
Did you often get the 14?
To be fair, I was very lucky actually. I started playing for the club when we were still in Kent 2. So
I can't help but you're going to say at some point, I want to be a real boy, Geppetto.
Yeah.
Nicely started over by the number 10 there, Simon Keller.
But I think using the slope here is. I'd always go downhill first half and.
I would rather go uphill first half on the rare time that we're allowed on this one. I always I like coming out. I like finishing strong.
Yeah.
Get ascendancy then start. But I see the logic.
I think scoreboard pressure is a lot to say for scoreboard pressure. Once you're up, and then you can hold it. But again, to do anything, you need the ball, and we haven't really had it yet, have we?
No, that's a fair point. Canterbury defensively just set, but
again, you see again already. That's a great.
That's a great up and under from the 9 there, wasn't it? Box kick.
Yep.
Initially, you thought he's gone a bit short, but it's just the right distance where the winger's been sucked in to get the ball.
You can compete for that.
Yeah. And then when you've got the big boys bearing down on you 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're a winger jumping up in the air, it's not a pretty place to be.
No.
Right, here we go,
no.
Clem. This is where you take over again. Scrums.
Oh, mate, I love scrum time.
What do we reckon? I'm on. He's on 3 resets. First scrum of the day.
That's just poor, mate, really. I'm going to say there's going to be absolutely no reset at all. No reset at all, but...
They're not tired yet.
But I'm looking at the size of their pack, and I think this probably could end up being a penalty against Canterbury here. The set's decent. The shove's on. You wait. If he kept in, I would have been right.
Canterbury need to filter around here. Barnes are moving the ball pretty quick.
They got some really mobile back rows, haven't they?
Yep, got the ball back. Whee!
Right.
Oh, no, we haven't.
Oh, no, well, technically we have.
So Canterbury put in here from the scrum. Set play. Couldn't get it more in the middle of the pitch, really.
No.
Again, we were chatting earlier on about our wish to see Frankie Morgan get the ball in his hands. Let's see if this is the chance and set a tone for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, you look at his opposite man on that far side. You think if Frankie can get one-on-one with him, he's quite a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Back him to almost run over him.
Yeah. I mean, we just haven't seen enough of that Frank the Tank action this year for my liking.
Yeah, I think it's been... unfortunately, Canterbury haven't played the style of rugby that's conducive with wingers and fullbacks getting involved too often. But that's what happens when you're scrapping down at the bottom. You're not throwing it about.
Yeah. The risks, you take less risks.
Yeah.
But then therein was the huge positive from the Worthing game is that we did start throwing it.
Oh, that's nice. Nice line.
Yeah, cracking line.
Sam.
Nice line from Sam Sterling. Again, getting up the pitch. It's the second phase stuff and the drives up the centre where we seem to get so slow, doesn't it? You know, and again,
slow ball. It's not whipped out.
Yeah,
we're giving their defence the opportunity to get themselves set again. Right? Their number 2 is their hooker, which is this Alexander March.
Didn't know 2 was the hooker.
Oh, do you not?
It's this sort of insight.
Just so you know, so their number 2 is a hooker. The number 9 is a scrum half, I believe. 15 apparently is a fullback.
There we go. I mean, we've had four or five phases here, right in the same place, gone nowhere, and in the end, that's the only option, isn't it? Is to try and get ground like that.
Yeah, playing rugby's hard when you're not getting front foot ascendancy. If you're not getting over the gain line at all, it's really, really hard. Oh,
it's a great step by the 15, mate. I'm not gonna lie to you. Good hands out the back.
Decent offload out there as well.
It was good. I mean, would you kind of class that as like just a little testing kick, really, from Frank to see what their fullback's about?
Well, no. I mean, I think it was just trying to get a bit of territory. We had five goes up the centre and not got any change.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
Yeah, that's good. That's good pressure. That's good pressure in the centre. Caused the overthrow there at the pass. That's good. That's what we've got to do. Disrupt them a little bit more. Just knock them off their stride a little bit.
They're looking pretty handy in defence, so they're moving around pretty quick, getting set.
Yeah.
I think if anything, it's going to be one of those tough days at the office. I think for Canterbury, no matter what, doesn't matter. But what the score's going to be, it's just in terms of their quickness and that quick ball.
That's a big collision in the centre there, but again, nicely presented. Got that ball back.
Yeah.
Ball's not super quick, but it's there again. Slowed up again here now. Again, who's running onto the ball? That's taken standing still. It's these sorts of things. You just need to have a bit more confidence in each other.
Are we saying that they should be set further back or closer to the gain line? What's the best option here?
Well, the problem is when you're not carrying the ball over the gain line, everyone's immediately got to take 2 steps back to then take the ball at pace. So you've got to come back to go forwards.
Got it.
Which puts you on the back foot, which means you're not carrying with intent and purpose.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
That's a good chase, though. Good chase.
Well done by Frank. He gets through some tackles, does Nathan?
Yeah, he doesn't mind getting involved, does he?
Big boy.
Another of those box kicks. Again, bit short, but they got the ball back. And again, it's broken play now.
So Canterbury going to push high in the defence here. Here's the kill call.
Again, that's a bit of forward pressure there. Force the kick.
Oh, that's cracking coverage. Was that Guy?
Yeah. Ooh.
Not so great off the boot, a bit short.
That's straight out. Or
no.
bouncing in. He's too good, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's going to be annoying.
Yeah, and so you might be able to hear some fans in the distance. That's the drone going up, so we're going to get some cracking aerial footage in a minute.
If the drone could go over and keep an eye on the second team game, that would really help me.
Yeah, or if it went down a bit onto the Langton, onto the STP, and we could get some footage of the fives as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming through now. That's looking good. That looks good, doesn't it?
As
miracles from
Limmers
M&S.
has said, it's like being on Sky Sports.
Almost, yeah.
Almost. Although we decided we're now ESPN. We got that level now.
So this is good. Actually, this is going to be some good footage if you can see the defensive line here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the shape, just the general shape as well.
Nice, lovely there, isn't it? You know, in terms of what you can see.
Well, we've stopped watching the game. We're watching the telly as well now.
Okay, I'll watch the game. You watch the telly. Canterbury are doing things. So
Nice little break. Nice little break
there. It was
there.
a good break from Ben there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boys are spreading out, but it's all pretty slow.
Again, another
and
kick.
go through the
Cross
motion. That's a
that
decent
too.
nudge. Turn him around.
He doesn't look like a winger that passes much, does he?
No.
He flattered there for a minute and thought, well, yeah, no. Again, it's good clear out. Again, he's presumed it's another kick coming here.
Oh, the bloody caterpillar off the back of a rock. It really does my head.
Yeah. Whoa, got a chance, and there we go.
Well done,
Cam.
Harvey. Great stuff, buddy.
So Harvey was that Cam.
Harvey, I think.
Yeah. So it's all. Hey.
Hey, penalty, there you go.
Sorry. Okay.
It's like
Do you go pragmatic? Just get 3 points on the board.
In front of the post, I take the 3.
put it in the corner.
Oh,
There you go.
Wrong game points.
Live a little,
Maybe-
boys.
maybe-
Live a
Hey,
little.
points. There we go. I'm living a little. We get points.
I'm just thinking about my kicking game and thinking, there's no guarantee I'd make it to the corner. It's much closer to go.
Right,
for
I'm not
post.
going to. You know, now there's something we should be doing with our roving camera. So, there's the ball. Let's remind ourselves where that is, and I think at half time we see if we can get it over there.
That's right.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. You should have warned me. I've got the walking boots on.
Oh,
Get the excuses in early.
my excuse is going to be I'm a prop.
Can I just mention now that my son's got a drop goal? Scored. Is that the official term? Drop goal. Whatever you do with drop.
Do you drop a goal?
Yeah,
You drop a goal.
Drop a goal.
Which son, the favourite or the not so favourite?
The equally favourite.
Well played.
I almost tied myself up there. Just held it together.
I'm beginning to think that maybe we should change the actual the IP the URL address from obviously Cant Rugby Live to Halliday Rugby Live, because I'm not being funny. How many more times can you mention your son?
I bet another 17 or 18.
This is.
Sweet Lord.
It doesn't feel too blustery where we are, but Jamie, the captain's got his finger on the ball there for Frank.
Nice strike.
Happy days.
Yeah, flags go up. Canterbury.
Always worries me when you've got the AR who's standing next to the posts. He sees it go through, then he looks down and goes, "Was that in?"
Give him
Yeah,
that.
you just watched it, pal. Anyway, Canterbury on the board. 3-7.
Yeah. Off we go. Again, we lost the ball from the restart. That's a shame again. You could have done with just grabbing that ball back in and making our way up the pitch again. But straight back into defensive sets. It's a nice little wrap around. Bouncing off the tackle.
Tackling too high there.
Yeah. Again, if they
Jesus, he's there quick, isn't he, that scrummy?
he gets there quick and it actually distributes quick as well. He's like I say, I do like him. He's a good player. Again, this is the fourth time I've seen him, and again, every time I've seen him, he has run the game. 13's made a little break there, and he's into the corner again.
Yeah.
Oh.
That again, to be fair,
just
was
easy, wasn't it?
nicely finished though. It was well organised, wasn't it? But as soon as the 8 made that break, we bumped off that one tackle. You could see the warning signs coming again.
So yeah, going back to the chap at 9 out there today for Barnes, Miles Lloyd. There's one thing about getting there quick, and there's another thing about actually being effective when you're there quick. If you notice, all his passes are in what you've got, guess called like the breadbasket, right in the gut.
Yeah.
People aren't bending down to pick the ball up. They're not stretching overhead. They're taking it in their stride on the full, and that's what getting them quick ball every time.
Yeah. And again, once they get the first one over the gain line, then the second and the third ones, those running angles are so much easier, aren't you? And again, if you're relating that back to what we were saying about Canterbury, if you're not quite getting over that gain line, then again you're stunted and you're stopping before you come onto the ball, and it just lose all the momentum. But then again, I'd also say that the slope helps that as well.
Yeah, it's always easier going downhill, isn't it?
Yeah. Which again is why we always like to play down in the first half. More great pictures from the drone. What's that saying? Is that over?
Flag stayed down.
Flag stayed down.
Just wide.
So it's 3:12. Sparns here.
What would be nice if we get the drone a little bit lower and then we could follow the ball up from the kick.
I presume the drone's not allowed over the actual field of play.
No, the referee wasn't happy about it being over the field of play.
Well, I think maybe we should throw in with MMS 360 meter that maybe they need to sort out Spider Cam next. Hey, how's about that?
Spider Cam, buddy, you need some stands up here first.
Hey, we'll get them up there. Don't you worry. I know a scaffolding firm.
Rams have been pretty effective, just retaining the ball and like just from the kickoff, haven't they? Both sides.
It's almost just doing that, the basics, isn't it? I mean, I was reading, I was listening to a podcast, and I probably bored you guys about the high performance podcast before, but there's one on there with Cian McGeechan.
You've mentioned it nearly as many times as I mentioned my son, I think.
No, I think I'm a couple behind, but not far off. So it's the high performance podcast, the high performance podcast, the high performance podcast. So on the high performance podcast is with Cian McGeechan, and he uses the phrase constantly with his players. He was using the phrase of world class basics.
Yeah.
So get those right before think about doing anything fancy, and that's what that, as you're saying, Limmers, that scrum half's doing. It's just basics, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not throwing any the champagne passes in yet.
Yeah.
He's just getting there quick and moving it really, really sharp.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a good turnover there for
Canterbury. That was Cameron, was it? I think?
Yeah, he's Cam.
Yeah. Okay, let's get ourselves back up the pitch.
Oh, look, he's just running, waddling in front of us.
Waddling? Striding. Just like an athlete.
For those who didn't notice, John, can you just inform us who just ran past us?
That was my son Tom, just went past doing his little bit of a warm-up.
Doesn't need it, he was born ready. Ball to the back there, Harvey. Lifted nice in the line.
It's good.
So this is where you need
again, now he's on the base again. They've held him up, they've slowed it down, and again we're static. Got a bit of ball. Let's see if we can get some pace on this.
To this gap.
That's nice.
We're running too laterally.
Here we go. This is good, exciting. They're two yards over the game line, but Barnes are doing really well. Just holding the guy with the ball up. They're slowing it down.
Yeah. I mean, running lateral's okay as long as you've got someone coming off you to change that direction.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Pass was a bit short there, asking a bit much of.
Yeah, put him under pressure. He did well there, I thought.
Yeah. He did well to run straight into the three. I think he probably, if he had another go,
he was looking for the smallest man on the field.
Nice little start. Right, let's get that ball away from there now. Let's get it away again. Again, that's another 3 or 4 phases. We're not getting much forward grip.
No.
That's.
And we're not finding much change out there, are we?
No.
It's going back. We were just in their 10, now back inside our 10 and forced to kick.
It's not a bad kick, not a bad kick.
Pressure. Oh, Frank, you had him. Backed up by Harvey there, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, again, Harvey is the same age as Tom, but again,
as one of the replacements.
No, but he played on the wing for a couple of years for us as well. So if Harvey does get the ball in open space,
he can go.
He will go. He will go. Yeah.
Oh, cracking heck! That's a cracking knock there.
We did pretty well to tidy it up there. It looked like Barnes were absolutely flooding through.
Yeah. Oh, no. Go on, Truffle Hunter.
Canterbury looking a bit one-dimensional at the moment.
Well,
Gosh darn it.
First receiver running it straight.
Yeah. It's
I've heard the phrase being bannered around the club over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, I'm not always here at the club.
Thank goodness for that.
Well, absolutely. I occasionally come up for a breakfast or two at Saucy Flows. Yeah. But I heard with the phrase "trust the process" is what I keep getting here. I keep hearing "trust the process, trust the process." Yeah. So it's a case of that. From what I've been advised, the coaches have this process and how they want them to play. Trust it, and it will come good.
Yeah, no, that's right. And you've seen in recent weeks, Canterbury. Actually, I would say since Sam Sterling's come back as well, the back line has looked more exciting, and they've actually been getting front football. And when Canterbury are in the ascendancy, like, you know, they look like they could challenge anyone in the league.
Yeah.
However, it's just getting that, you know, repetition of doing it more often than not. Yeah. And unfortunately, it's not happening at the moment. Like, it's not happening out there today. No. But you never know when they can turn it on.
No.
Oh, should have given that, and I think they would have been in for a third.
Yeah. They had a couple man overlap there, didn't they?
But they still got it. Driving close to the line, as I can tell from the eye in the sky. But there we go.
Gosh darn it.
So played just over 20 minutes. Yeah, and the scoreboard starting to tick away for Canterbury a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, again, to be fair, they could have scored that a couple of minutes before, couldn't they, if they'd gone the wide again? But they are controlling the pace of the game a little bit, aren't they? They're slowing our ball down, and they've been able to get on the front foot when they've got the ball. So they're looking like a top of the table side, aren't they? Really, or
fourth.
Yeah.
It's interesting because they've been putting on some big scores against certain other clubs. You know, like Rochford, they put on 70 odd points, I think it was against.
Yeah,
Rochford.
but that
again,
bearing in
mind
mind it is
Rochford. But then we go to Rochford and
would give them a good game.
Well, you think we ended up losing last week by 2 points to them at theirs.
Yeah.
You know, and it's again. I'm hoping at some point that Canterbury were just going to let loose. I'm looking for another Worthing. I
think we probably will again. But it's will we let loose when we're
too far behind?
Yeah, so when the game's gone a little bit. We certainly need to think the next score. We need to get the next score going up the hill and keep ourselves just in touching distance.
Yeah.
Another contestable kick by Frank. I tell you what, they've got better during the season.
Just these individual battles. So one-on-one carries. When you're at the ruck, one-on-one. We need to start winning more of these individual fights.
Yeah. Jeez, he bloody looks like you, doesn't he?
Yeah, poor lad.
Christ, he's gone grey already.
Yeah. At least he's still got some hair. It's more than I have.
You've got a fair amount on your face, pal. You're all right.
That's because it's migrated off the top of my head.
Oh, yeah. Mine migrates down my back. Now there's a lovely image.
Front row for you, eh?
Hey. All I'm going to say is I remember I was just about to jump into a swimming pool, and my mate Ricky Nevitt said to me, he went, "Clemmy, take your jumper off." It's like, you horrible, horrible man. And then it's scrum down here.
I don't know the score from the second team game, but I have seen Parkhouse kick off once, which is...
Well, there's obviously no reason as to why you couldn't take a wander over.
Well,
and give us an update, I think.
That's a nice little...
Who's at 15 there?
Dan Eagleston.
15?
Well, yeah. Flying through there.
Young Dan.
Right, back to the main event.
So we've only got so it's only one reset, okay?
It's a really, really good stage for Canterbury. If they can sort of try and win something on the head here, we'll set a precedent.
Yeah. I just want to see it really solid. Like, that's a cracking scrum there from Canterbury. After the first one where they got shoved back slightly, that was a fantastic return.
Again, it's going to go to the air, I think.
Yeah. It's gone a bit longer this time.
Yeah.
Gone for distance. Canterbury shuffle it inside. Charlie Kingsman.
Oh.
Good to see Charlie back, isn't it?
Great to see Charlie Kingsman back on the field.
A bit of the je ne sais quoi. He's a bit of a maverick out there.
Yeah, I've never really seen him. I never really watched him play, to be fair. But I saw him playing for the twos at 10 a couple of weeks ago.
Tough carry there.
When we were doing the the live feed from up there as well, from up in Westcombe Park.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah.
And he was good to watch, actually. Good to watch.
And a great player on the front foot.
And again, he hit some conversions from almost off the pitch as well.
The options there. It feels as if there's
he's not passing.
The Canterbury thinking there's something
he's passing.
to
Good lad.
So he's gone straight down the pitch. Not the best kick in the world, that. Canterbury moving.
Go on, get another one.
Neither here nor there kind of kick that one for me. Oh, behave, number 9.
If Guy gets his head up here, we can spread it out.
Yes.
Cut back
Great
inside.
start. Good.
That's
good.
That's better.
Set him.
Go on.
Go on, Sammy. Smash him. Well done, Frankie.
A ball for the
Yeah.
You were too isolated with the carry there.
Yeah.
Good stuff. There's some good stuff. There is some good stuff there.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought a fullback could actually make the hit, come out of it, and then actually get his hands on the ball? All I'm saying is I didn't see him release at any point. That's all I'm saying.
Again, because we had Frank was over there looking for work as well. It's just a shame. But again, just shows you again one ill-directed kick, and suddenly you got the chance on the front foot.
Yeah, the game's there. It's not. Canterbury's starting to wake up and starting to play rugby now. Just whether is it too late? But
let's hope not.
Well, I'll tell you what I will do. During this little break, I'm going to take a little wander over to the top pitch and find out about the Pilgrims.
You wander, good.
Our roaming reporter.
Because I was actually going to ask Limmers something really technical, so there's no point in you being here. Exactly.
Oh, bloody hell. We're in trouble here, guys.
Limmers. So, you hate the caterpillar. I hate the caterpillar.
Yeah. For anyone who's not sure of the caterpillar, it's when the ruck's formed. You get 3 or 4 bodies clinging onto each other on the back to give the scrum half a big area, a bit of a coverage when he's kicking the ball.
Now, what worries me there is obviously we saw it again. God, I'll tell you, I'm getting really bored. I'm going to say Harlequins again here, but the Harlequins are Tail Sharks game, the Sharks game. So Marlowe was on there, but he didn't bind with his shoulder.
Correct.
He'd moved away slightly from it, which meant the ball was in essence out.
Yeah, so right? If you're not bound in the caterpillar, then you're out the back of the ruck. The ball's playable. So a good tactic that you've seen over recently is opposition defences will try and just bump it. You cause the shockwave to go back down through 3 or 4 players, and hopefully one of them will separate.
Right, got it.
But
because my question, the only reason I asked this is I saw literally only about 5 minutes into the game there at the ruck. One of the Barnes players was only bound with his arms, with just his hands, and I thought, technically, is that out?
No, yeah. So you do need to have full engage in there,
right?
But obviously, you've got eagle eyes, haven't you?
In essence, it was more like being what I like to class the old classic ruck inspector, where you go up, you make yourself look busy, but you just go, yeah, I'm there, but I'm just
just leaning on it.
Yeah. But then I suppose at this level, the tough part is in terms of with refereeing, right? And I'm slating the referees because I think they do a fantastic job. It's a bloody hard job to do refereeing, in terms of rugby compared to football, where with football you tend to follow the ball. Whereas with rugby, he gets the breakdown, he's thinking 5 or 6 different things, right?
Yeah.
So your referee's got to be really smart, and if you then say, is that out?
Yeah.
But then if you're calling that, you're telling them that you're going to go, right?
Yeah, no, completely. It's a tough game to ref. You got to have your eyes on so many different areas: the defensive line, the attacking line, people in at the side of the ruck. It's some stuff is going to get missed.
Like how I've missed you for the last couple of weeks.
Well, you're only human.
No, that's true.
But it's good to be back. It's good to be back, and hopefully, good omen. Who knows?
I nearly started doing Human League there when you said I'm only human. I nearly meant flesh and blood I'm made, but you probably won't know the Human League because I'm that much older than you.
Yeah, that's straight over my head. Sorry,
I'm sorry. It's about late 70s, early 80s pop band.
I know of the Human League. I didn't know the reference.
Sorry, my apologies.
But Canterbury put in here, good stage for them, good platform to build.
Yeah, I mean the changes with the scrum's been fantastic recently in terms of the fact that the hookers do actually have to hold their weight.
Yeah, and
so they now can't literally have their foot ready. Really love that idea. It does mean that the ball can get stuck in the middle, which means you have to get your 8 men shoving at the right time.
Yeah, I couldn't see from the camera angle there what the penalty was, who that was against, but
at a guess, because of how they cheered, it looked like the tight head folded.
yeah. So it was great news for Canterbury. Now all of a sudden we're in the opposition half. Decent attacking lineup.
Yeah. Where are we going? 1, 2, or 3 on this one, Limmers?
2.
2.
What a pick that was from Jamie Stevens, captain there. Pulled that one out of the sky.
Like a salmon.
Correct. Now this is the area that Canterbury have struggled with, and Barnes have been very, very efficient in their defensive work.
Oh, that's a nice offload.
Canterbury just can't quite get over the front foot.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Go on, Frank. Oh, Christ, he didn't.
That's a young guy over there.
Was that
Frank?
guy?
Frank swapped over to this side.
This is better. Good clearing out here.
Are we in front yet?
No, although we have been playing better since you disappeared, Hammer.
So go away again.
All right.
Yeah, so Canterbury are actually getting.
Oh, that's nice. That's lovely from Brick, aka also known as the Sponge now.
I'm not sure there was any release from the tackler there, was there?
I don't think so.
Oh, that was unlucky.
Back in the day, he would have been shooed out.
Backwards, that's okay.
I've got to say, I do miss hearing that nowadays. You don't hear that very often in any rugby stadium anymore. Shoot him! Shoot him! I used to love a shooing.
I'm sure you took plenty over the years as well, Clemmy.
That's because I couldn't roll away quick enough, mate. It's funny enough, it doesn't hurt when it's your own players.
Here we go. So Frankie nudged one nicely just here in front of us.
Yep.
Good hands by somebody in the crowd as well.
Just while we're waiting for them to set up the update from the Pilgrims, they're 14-0 up.
Excellent stuff. Good lads.
Good news against a tough Parkhouse side up there.
Yeah. On more unfortunate news, the Halliday hamstring struck Max again, so he's off.
Oh no!
For all the people that are interested in all my family, then that's that.
How's the wife?
She's crying at the minute,
okay.
And babysitting our son. So.
The dogs?
Don't have dogs. Cat family.
So decent push from Canterbury here, screaming for the ball to come out. Frankie picks it. Turnover ball for Barnes.
Come on now. That's a real cough up there, if you ask me.
Like a set move to have Frank coming in off.
Not
that.
decent.
That's a shame.
So you now just got to go through your processes again, right? Get yourself back in that line, make your tackles.
Yeah. Here we go. Exit ball. This is the category we're talking about here, Clemmy. So you see 1, 2, 3, 5 getting on there.
See, I can see how those two have bound, but it was the 5 which could have given it the option.
Not gone out. It's not gone out.
No. Lovely, Frank.
Not a great kick that as well.
Reminds me of George North and the Lions.
Yeah. Wear him as a backpack.
Oh, we could just got that one away, then we had space out the wide there. That's better. That's much better.
That's a nice pick. I don't mind that at all. Good stuff, Harv. Get the clear out.
So far, hasn't he?
Yeah. Again, he's another one of these young uns who just
Sammy.
the opportunity and a bit of confidence, and once they get the chance, then they have to take it, don't they? And he's certainly done that.
That's a shame. On the side, on the clear out. Gosh darn it.
That's a shame.
We could hear club chairman over on the far side not happy with whatever's going on over there. But last 5-10 minutes, Canterbury have looked a lot better.
Yeah. Again, do you need me to take another sabbatical? Oh, back up on the drone.
We're back.
So, line out ball, Barnes, halfway line.
Front ball. Secure it nice and easily. No, gone for the back. The danger ball.
Bit messy, but they've tied it up. Pretty loud that old drone, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's
just overhead.
Coming into runway number 2, I think.
Nobody wants to land on number 2.
And we've got We've got another half-time guest for you to interview, Clemmy, as well, I'm told.
Half-time? Who have we got half-time?
Got the
You're not gonna
donations going around.
Donations with a difference.
Donations with a difference.
Local charity.
Right, I was going to say, if you now come up with, you've got like the head of polo, I'm going to be seriously under pressure.
What do you know about hockey?
Sticks.
You'd be
Kate Richardson Walsh.
You'd be
Richardson Walsh, was she not the?
You'd be a good hockey goalkeeper, I think, Clemmy.
I wouldn't need the padding.
Wouldn't need to move either, would you?
That's
like I'm in between you two, isn't it?
Wow, that's one of those mic drop moments. Away with that one. How's that hamstring, old boy? Oh, that's a dirty, horrible kick there from the fly half.
Well taken. That looked a bit
high. What do you
I would
think?
have thought. Yeah, there's no need for it to be that high, I don't think.
Ah, come on. You can't play that there.
Just trying to stretch it a little bit.
Yeah. Just trying to push it one too many.
Yeah.
Someone's not happy on the far side.
I think that was voices of encouragement. How are we doing? Must be. How long to half time do we think? Another 5 minutes, something like that?
We started pretty on the dot. So, yeah, not too far away. John, I was catching up with your old friend Dave Carden before the game.
Oh, Teddy?
Yeah. He was telling me a few stories back in the day.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, I've got it. If we find time later on, I was being reminded. I was speaking to another old friend, Andy McKay, who reminded me of a day out at Park House we had about 25 years ago, which, if we have time, I might recount you with. But no, nice Teddy. I think Teddy's up here with Gavin Roy and Chris Sweet.
Getting the old band back together.
Getting the band back together. Yeah. Hopefully they're a safe distance from actually listening to this, so they can't come and ruin me. But there we go.
There is somebody I'm hoping who is listening. I'm hoping the girls in the bar are going to come and bring me a black coffee.
And a lager as well, if you don't mind. Just put it on Clemmy's tab.
So you know, it's
so that's great defensive work. While we were chatting absolute nonsense, the Canterbury defensive work rate was through the roof there, getting the turnover on their own 5 metre.
Yeah, that's good.
So just again, that's a black coffee. Okay. No sugar, that'd be lovely, thank you.
You don't look too excited, Philippa.
A lager for Limmers. And John would like a new hamstring.
A couple.
Yeah, the whole family need one, actually, 3 of them,
Yeah, we'll take the group discount. Actually, to be fair, bearing in mind it's 5 minutes to half time, score 19-3. By our own calculations, the slope's worth 14.
It's going to be 10. It's going to be 10-19 at half time.
Could be close.
Squeaky bum time. And
I'm thinking 10-19 at half time.
Well, even at this, even if they can keep it down to the score as it is now, actually, then again, brick.
Canterbury have got some exciting players on the bench as well.
I'll tell you what, that could open the game up. That could.
Certainly could.
I was mainly referring to Tom Williams. Tom Williams, the only decent Tom on the bench.
It's vicious.
But no, like good youth prospect, exciting, pacey.
Well, again, if we've got the slope, Tommy Williams is the man to. Again, he's got skates, hasn't he?
We were singing the praises of the 9 from Barnes earlier, getting around the park and moving the ball pretty quick, and that's something.
And that's what Tommy normally does add, doesn't he? Adds a bit of pace to our game.
Yeah.
Which in the last 20 minutes, if we still just
in touching distance, yeah.
Jeez, at 13, he runs a cracking line.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Get him out.
That's Sam Sterling special.
It's just unnecessary, I think, wasn't it?
What who? Well, the ref maybe, but.
Four.
Didn't actually, to be fair.
Scrum.
Taking the fellow for a walk with his leg.
What do we get there, Clemmy? Any insight?
Denala.
As usual, Clemmy offering the golden nuggets.
Yeah, I mean that makes it. that makes it even more important now that we just try and keep this score.
In the bin.
Don't know. We were looking at another skirmish at the time.
We're relying on you, Mr. Hilton, to give us some insight.
We didn't look very happy.
He's not very happy with us or with you? Or with Dave?
With Dave. No, no, Dave didn't look very happy coming off, I think, is what Mr. Hilton was trying to say.
So we just need to try and get to half time. If we can keep it to this score.
Yeah. Right, so right in front of the post here. Kicking it, John?
I refer to my earlier answer. If it's in front of the post, I'm going for the points.
How far out in front of the post can we do?
I reckon he's just outside the 22. That's within my...
Yeah?
Well, yeah.
Should we get you out there at half time and get some teas?
Yeah, if you like.
So looking forward to this. So looking forward to this. So just want to give you a quick heads up here, guys, to the MMS 360 Media guys. We want that roaming camera at half time because young Halliday next to us is going to give us a kicking masterclass. No pressure.
You stretched the hammy out?
No, I'm still recovering from just being called young.
Do you need some deep heat? I love the smell of deep heat in the morning.
Right, come on, fellas, hold out. Come on.
So up quick.
Just a missed pass.
That's good. That's good. Good cover.
Happy with that.
Need to reset again nice and quickly. That's good. There's not too many holes in that defence that I can see there at the minute. Again, get back on your feet, fellas. Back on your feet.
Yeah, Barnes going blind, getting a bit of headway there.
Wrap him.
Again, we're going back on your feet quickly. That's good. That's good. It's getting close though. Oh, interesting decision.
Nice. Nice. Now play.
Yeah, odd choice. You'd assume that they'd had penalty advantage. I didn't hear the ref or anything. Obviously not.
Yeah.
Show sign of pressure from the defence, perhaps.
Yeah.
Jamie was up well there.
That was good. And again, you could see there that they set up quickly each time there, and sometimes that's what happens, I suppose. When you've got a man down, you're more aware that you've got to do. You got to do a bit more.
Is that Charlie Kingsman taking a breather on the floor?
Yeah, tactical.
Yeah.
Tactical, do you think? Yeah. The only good thing about it, Giles,
you might be able to hear some heckling in the background. That's our chairman having a pop at John because of his son is warming up nearby us.
No, it was his other son's come off injured in the second team game.
Oh, so he's giving him grief about that, not the fact his other son's on the pitch, right?
Yeah.
Giles is always there with a positive comment.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just defending my family honour.
That's fine. Well, you're going to be doing it in a minute when you're kicking.
No, he's got nothing.
I think the coaching staff might take a fairly dim view of you.
Being a Halliday as well, he probably hasn't got much insight to add.
I'm taking a pounding.
Anyway, so Barnes on the
bit
front
of a big
foot
shove
again.
here, Barnes again.
It's important for Canterbury to
Got to keep out.
Yeah, got to keep him out here.
I mean, for these guys, they're going to be wanting that. They're
Getting
going to
close,
want that bonus point, aren't they? Before
broken out.
just short.
Again, it's going to be close in by the look of it.
It is close. 5 out.
It's a very short drive.
Mate, they're about 3 out now.
11's right out on the
Canterbury are on the line here, really backs against the wall job.
Yeah, 11's right out on the wing. I can see maybe one more, then it's going to go wide.
There's no,
If Canterbury can hold out here, it should give them real buzz going into the half-time changing room.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's important. It keeps us within that sort of 14-point gap that we always talk about. Held up. Good stuff.
So
now that'll do for half time. Thanks, Ref.
No,
go back to the penalty advantage.
Which again, bearing in mind that they knew they had the advantage, I'm surprised they didn't
sling it out.
Yeah, they didn't just give it a bit of width. But this could be the game here. This could be the game these next couple of minutes if we can keep them out. Down in Devil's Corner.
Ever the optimist. But you spent some dark times down in that corner defending the line.
That's right. Normally it was much muddier in the day grassland as well. There certainly wasn't any grass on it, not in April.
I've heard it wasn't just that corner.
Yeah. And again, it just you look back at pictures from those sort of times, and the club does look, especially when you get the drone up in the air, it does look terrific. It does look, a real venue now.
No, it's a fair play to everybody involved here. The new covering outside the clubhouse.
He's over. That's their bonus.
There you go.
Again, sorry, we got distracted there.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck you two guys are talking about. I'm not being fair. You're talking about getting the band back together. You're talking about God. I mean, if anyone comes out with gibberish, it's normally me. I don't expect it from you two. Pick up your game.
Sorry, sir.
Right, just stretch my hamstrings out.
Good man, stretch them.
And that's the half. Canterbury going down.
Rub down?
Not yet.
Canterbury going into half time, not in the best position.
No. Now, as previously mentioned, we have a guest for you, Clemmy.
A guest. Is it Amanda Holden?
Better.
Right. I've got posh spice then.
Yep.
You can tell how badly my thought processes are on life.
Thank you.
We have a guest.
Hello.
Hello, young lady.
Hello. Oh, I like you already.
Oh, I like you too. How are you?
I'm good today, thank you.
Very good.
Yes.
Hopefully the other half's not here.
No, he's not. No, he doesn't do rugby.
Then why not?
He's football behind.
Really?
Football person. Anyway, yeah, no, but anyway.
I completely understand. Yes, okay. So, you're up here with us today. Well, you've got a lovely bin next to you.
I know, a little bucket there, Steve. I am with the charity Donations with a Difference.
Okay, far away. Tell me about it. I'm not going to lie to you. I know nothing about you.
Okay, then. So we are the Canterbury Rugby Club's Charity of the Year. So Donations with a Difference. My name's Cheryl Corsbrook. I'm one of the 7 trustees for Donations with a Difference. We were formed 7 years ago, and we are all volunteers. Every penny raised goes to the charity. And basically, people apply to us for a grant, and it's generally for equipment that the NHS can't provide.
Oh, wow.
So maybe they'll provide a buggy to a disabled child, but can't give the bits and pieces that need to go with it. So it stops the parent from being able to use it, like a canopy or a rain cover. So for the extra £200, they can't use that buggy. So we help them with that. But we also do bigger things. We do wheelchairs. We've just helped a lady who is disabled. She was in a manual wheelchair and she needed an electric wheelchair. She had a baby and the baby had to go into care, and she's actually now got her electric wheelchair, so she'll be able to see that she's okay, and then she'll be able to have her baby back. So for the sake of £1,500, which
That's
is about
fantastic.
how much we've raised over the course of the last few times we've been here at the rugby. So that's what the rugby club helps us do.
Oh my God, that's
I know,
amazing!
I know,
What an
yeah.
amazing show!
Little goosebumps there, wasn't
Isn't
there?
it? It really
Yeah,
was.
it is, yeah.
And the thing is, people, anybody who does know me, I'm a bit of a softie in terms of the fact when it comes out and we talk about children. I have my own too. I've from a big family. My mum's always child-minded, so whenever I see children, I kind of melt a little bit. So,
Yep.
That sounds fantastic.
So we don't just do children, so there's adults as well. So we had a lady who was a double amputee, and she had an electric wheelchair that was just at one level. So she had been housed into an appropriate property, but the wheelchair didn't rise and go up, and so she couldn't get in the cupboards or do stuff with her curtains. So we helped provide enough money for her to be able to get a wheelchair that was up and down.
So had the hydraulic.
Yeah, no, they're amazing. Yeah, so they're at the same level as you. So if they were here, they would be at the same level as you, as rather than sort of down below. Yeah.
Oh,
so
man,
lots of
that
things.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Great stuff. So 7 years you've been going.
The charity's been going 7 years.
Excellent.
Yep.
So more importantly, we've got to get lots of stuff out there. How can we donate? How can we do it? Is there a website?
We have got a website. It's dwad.org, so donationswithadifference.org.
Yep.
We are just the website is under a bit more of construction, bit more updating.
Yeah.
So you can go to, I think you can go to Just Giving and help us on there. I'm here at the rugby every home game, shaking our buckets.
Wow.
I have card machines. I don't just need to take cash. No one has cash these days.
No, card machines. That's an absolute
card
godsend,
machines.
isn't
I
it?
have in my
Yeah.
pocket.
Nice.
Yeah. And also, there's lots of businesses that are at the rugby that sponsor. Most of the trustees are from the construction industry, so we are a big construction focused club here. And so any businesses that want corporate charities or want to do their corporate sponsorship or something like that, we're open to that as well. So.
Brilliant. So it's not just Lucy. So in terms of obviously Canterbury, we've got you guys. You've got yourselves down as our charity of the year. Many other companies can still come to you and promote you that way as well, right?
Definitely, yeah, we can. We do a couple of sort of high profile events each year. We do a charity ball at the Ashford International that was on November the 24th this year. Last year we raised £30,000. I know.
That'd
You see your
wow.
eyes are over there.
That's
we
great.
had a golf day in June as well at the Cave, and we've got another one in June this year at the Cave.
Okay.
16th of June, if you want that. And that we raised 20. Did we do 20? I think we did just short of 20 grand at the as well this year. So yes, last year we raised about 50k. During the COVID years we didn't raise anything at all.
Of course, understandable.
We were the charity of the year for the Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce last year. And so we had the Kent Construction Expo where we raised £8,000 as well. So yeah, lots of different places. We're all construction focused, and so we know the right people to talk to. There's lots of people at the club every week, and once they've had a few beers, then we can.
Well, there certainly are.
rattle our buckets
I was going to say
quietly.
they certainly are. So I mean, I've been lucky enough to be in the tent once. It was near my birthday last year. I don't remember much after.
Oh, no.
It was actually against Barnes. So it was about the same time this last year, but we did win that game. So I'm also hoping that the boys will actually pick it up
They
for
might
the
turn
second
it around.
half.
Long way to go.
But that is an amazing charity, an unbelievable charity. So again, we've got the website. You're down here, so anybody who's watching the stream, if they're watching the stream, they're going to come down there. If they're watching on their phone because they're too warm in the bar, come and see this lady. Get your cards out, get your money out.
Watching today now.
I'm not entirely too sure today if we've got a live stream in the bar today, but if they're watching it via their phones, they're the ones to get. They're the ones to get right.
Come and see me. I shall have
Brilliant.
my bucket, and I actually forgot to wear my coat with my logo on today. So,
Well, don't worry, I forgot to wear my Canterbury hat with my logo on. So we're not sponsored by Electrorad, by the way, so I apologise for that. But that's great. Thank you so much for spending some
Thank
time
you.
chatting
Thanks for
to
letting
me.
me have some time to
And
sit
I'm going to try and convince John if he can get a shot over the bar. I'm going to get my wallet out. How's that?
Oh, that'd be perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. Yeah.
No
thanks,
worries.
thanks.
My pleasure. So, guys, we've had what a fantastic charity. I mean, you can't get a better charity than that, let's be honest. So, and they're all volunteers. 7 years they've been doing this, and they've been pushing it, and now they are our charity of the year. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I really, really do. Well, what can we say about the half? I mean, again, we've had lots of silliness going on. There's been lots of chat between ourselves, but in terms of the half, John.
Hello. We're getting a slow start again, wasn't it? We were 19-0 down, probably within 10-15 minutes gone. Came back into it. Were competitive for a while.
Yeah.
Had our chances, but then that last one, that maybe makes it a lot more difficult in the second half. I was talking to Giles at half-time there, and he said, well, you've got to assume they're going to score a couple coming up the hill based on the first half performance, which means we're going to score 6 going downhill. And we haven't done that very much this season, have we? So
Well, it's not impossible.
Not impossible.
But again, nothing is impossible. So,
just like, unfortunately, while you're interviewing, you obviously missed. You weren't watching, were you?
did I miss the kick?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I just skip.
Yeah, it's from about the 10 metre, somewhere around there.
Oh, right, so you went for real distance.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good stuff. Well done, you, mate.
Yeah. It came off about the 22 by the corner flag here, nowhere near the post, but it was great.
That's fine. Just before we started, before the game earlier, I was chatting to you about what Will Greenwood's thought process on the Marcus Smith thing.
Yes.
Okay, so this is quite clever, and I've got to say I do like Will Greenwood quite a lot. So Marcus Smith, Harlequins gets dropped in terms of being moved away from the England camp because we don't know why. Here's the thought process on it. Okay, so the big game's on. Marcus Smith is now back playing against Exeter this weekend. I think it's today or tomorrow. I can't remember. I think it's today or tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow.
Back at Twickenham, getting his match fitness up. Where are we playing you-know-who next? At Twickenham.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So big game, big crowd.
Yep.
Get his match fitness up. Is it purely to get him prepared and ready to be going straight back into that England side and actually starting?
But then where do you start him though?
At 10. You start him at 10, you get rid of Farrell.
So you're going to drop the captain,
Yes.
and you think Steve Borthwicker's master plan is to drop the person he said, this is my captain 3 weeks ago?
No. But I think the master plan is to actually get Marcus Smith ready in that scenario.
Yeah.
So Marcus Smith may end up going back and starting at 10 and Farrell going to 12,
But then I'd
which I
say
think is ridiculous.
If you want Marcus Smith ready for that scenario, then I would have thought the best thing to do would be, rather than bringing him on and push Farrell out to 12 with 10 minutes to go or whatever it was in the Italy game,
So,
bring Marcus on and put him on straight swap and let him have the big centre that he's used to playing with Harlequins.
Well, you should have Joe Marchant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ollie Lawrence is the right man.
Have Ollie Lawrence, and I think Joe Marchant going on the outside of him personally.
Yeah.
But then what happens to Slade?
But then when Marcus Smith came on, Farrell stayed on, moved out to 12, and so Marcus didn't have the opportunity to play with the same centre parting, which was making a difference. So I think he's had a bit of a raw deal.
But I think at the moment, though, I think Marcus Smith's constantly getting a raw deal because you can't. They try and play him at 10, but then you've always got Farrell outside him at 12. So Farrell's always telling him what to do. So Marcus can't play the kind of rugby that you can see a mercurial player like that play. It's the same kind of thing as like a Danny Cipriani scenario. You play a player there, and then you're saying, hey, you know what? We picked you because you're playing so well for Wasps, but guess what? You're not playing like that for England. Boom.
Always an odd call in any sport, like especially rugby as well. You pick your best players in their best positions. For me, Farrell is the best 10 in England. So what? Like, just play him at 10. You don't play. You're not going to play a Toje. You're not going to play a Toje at 8 just to fit him in the squad. We've done it a couple of times. We try and play him back row. It doesn't work. You have to pick the best players, put them in the best positions, then you fill in around it.
Yeah. And I think that's probably right. Farrell is the most consistent 10 for the way that we seem to want to play.
Yeah.
Again, I much rather have Marcus Smith there with a big 12 because he's never actually been able to play for England with a big 12. And again, if that's not the whole game, then it's certainly the last 20 minutes when defences are a bit tired and there's a bit more space. Because I think with George Ford back in there, you're going to get much more of the same, aren't you?
Yeah, Ford Farrell are pretty similar, aren't they? They're going to bring some. You've always tried to shoehorn Ford or Farrell in at 10 and 12. Yeah. Just play someone at 12 who's bloody good at 12. Put Henry Slade at 12. Put Tuolangi in there. You know, well, when he's ever fit, but.
Or not being
Halliday, he's a bit of a rogue.
Just waiting for his chance. Waiting for his chance.
The thing is,
an old John Halliday. I don't know.
No, we're not that desperate.
I'm not even going to mention my name.
Well, you certainly weren't.
No. Many people won't in many different ways. But yeah, again, frustrating, I think, there. I mean, what I was saying, Lynn was just off whilst you were off bringing me over a coffee, which is very kind of you. Will Greenwood was saying that obviously all the Quins fans had their arms up, throwing their toys out the pram. Marcus Smith's going out the England squad, ridiculous, forwards in, blah, blah, blah. But Will Greenwood was saying, well, hang on a minute, he's playing at Twickenham this weekend against Exeter, big crowd, going to get 80 minutes. It makes perfect sense for him.
Yeah, he's not getting game time at the moment, so you play him.
Yeah.
Get John, you were saying earlier about people with their mojo when you're not playing well. Or you're not feeling it, you just need to go back to what works for you, don't you? You need to get into the swing again.
Back to the basics. Yeah.
When someone's playing well and they have their mojo about them, people are different players, then, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. Well, I hope that every one of our players out there gets their mojo back for this second half.
Yeah. So what's going to happen? Come on, give me your predictions.
Well, we were saying before you came back over, I was speaking to Giles at half time,
lucky you.
And we both agreed that probably on their first half performance, you'd expect the Barnes to score a couple coming up the hill, which means that we've got to score half a dozen going down it.
Unlikely, isn't it?
Well, yes. But again, we were all here for the Worthing miracle. Well, actually, you weren't here for the Worthing miracle, but those of us that were here for the Worthing miracle.
Yeah,
I think isn't it called the Langdon Legend? Langton Legend. I always get Langdon.
Some of us were away representing the club, you know.
We were representing. We were representing
in the East Kent B League. It's bloody Champagne League, that is.
I was representing so much that I offered pretty much anybody who was here that I was driving back to Sussex. No one took me up on that, by the way, which is thankful. I'm very thankful to that effect.
Canterbury out first. Is that a precedent? You know, eager. Let's get out. Let's have them.
Yeah, well, could be. I mean, again, normally you wait in the corridor there and stare menacingly at the opposition as they went out first, but.
So I can see young Tommy Williams has come on in the 19 shirt in front of us.
That's good.
Bit of speed, bit of ball speed.
Yeah. And again, he's probably a bit more of an attacking threat, isn't he? Which, again, if we need to score tries, that's...
Yeah, completely, yeah.
So
changes? No, I don't.
None I can see.
As we off Canterbury.
Yep, that's it.
I've got some stats for you.
Let's hear them.
You know you love a stat. I know I love a stat. So Barnes away form this season. 1-4, lost 4. Points.
Straight into him. I cannot believe that. The referee has absolutely bought that.
Yeah.
The Canterbury player there, was it Billy Young? Ducked.
Yeah.
He's getting down on his haunches, and the 9 has just levered one into him.
Which is where I always like my Billy Young on his haunches. He's my little truffle hunter.
Front row.
I don't think I've sung this in a couple of weeks, but I'm going to just go for it. Truffle hunter.
What's happened since I've been away?
Oh, luckily Clemmy lost his voice for a couple of weeks.
Right, another
That wasn't his mouth.
Okay, another stat.
Go on.
Barnes so far this year have scored 244 points away from home.
To be fair, they look like they could rack up a score.
So that gives them an average of 30.5 points each away game.
That's impressive on the road, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? That's big numbers.
Yeah. Oh. Again, he's just made a couple of yards there.
Yeah, front foot ball all the time for Barnes, isn't
Yeah,
it? They're
and
really
again,
getting over the game line.
just broken through the tackle there. It's just a yard, but it just makes so much difference, doesn't it, on the
Oh yeah, completely.
on the pace that you come onto the ball.
The winger from Canterbury there on the far side had to step up and get involved with the play, which left
Yeah.
no one at home. They just stabbed it through. Lovely little kick.
Canterbury ball though, so great platform from here on your own 5 metre to go the length of the pitch.
Yeah, Dave Irvine getting ready to come back on.
That's
Time's coming out on the yellow.
Clemmy's got a fan.
How are you, Cammy?
The one and only fan of Clemmy's turned up.
Hey, look, mate. I was his team. I was Cammy Lee's team manager for about 4 seasons. Lovely chap, really lovely chap from Esher. Originally, prior to Esher, London Scottish.
Oh, there you go.
Really nice young lad.
And he's
Tries to get him down here. I tried to get him down here, but he couldn't get down here.
It doesn't look long either, Clement.
Young.
How long's he been playing? Did he have 20 paper rounds, did he?
A few.
Right.
It wasn't.
Dave Irvine back
It's
on.
not just paper rounds. He had quite a few rounds.
Back up to our full complement. This is where...
Big bonus at the line-out, Dave Irvine. He's not a small chap, is he?
No, he's a big lad. Big
Almost
lad.
as tall as your Max.
Except Max is normally prone on the floor.
Jeez.
Oh, overthrows. Here we go.
There
Here's
we
the
go.
first
Now
one.
you can play.
simple.
Son of a gun.
It's a simple pass, isn't it? That's a shame.
You said earlier about executing the simple stuff.
Yeah.
That's like it doesn't even need to be a pass, is it? You just lift the hand,
Yeah.
lift it up.
Yeah. Pop it into the space and let the player run onto it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think even Clemmy could have executed that one.
I think I would have caught it. And I think I probably would have gone about the same distance as Nathan. Before going,
No, you're
I'm on the
forgetting
travelator here.
You're forgetting it's downhill.
Oh, I'm downhill. Oh, I would have got an extra yard. Maybe 2.
Pure momentum. The laws of physics.
No, I just keep rolling.
The warm-ups from the players down here in the dead ball line leave a lot to be desired. There's just a lot of hopping around and shuffling.
There's a
It's
hopping.
almost like they're doing a TikTok video, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what TikTok is, John?
only from my sons.
There we go.
Anyway, so Barnes are shifting the ball pretty well here. They're
they are.
constantly getting over this front foot ball.
Oh, there's spaces there. There's a lovely little delayed pop
man.
there.
That was a perfect little just lift it and let someone run onto it. Wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's out the back.
I think I found the most annoying thing so far today, other than just generally you guys' chat towards me. But I can't look at the state of that loose head's haircut.
Oh, he's coming.
Yeah, it's not.
Look at the state of it.
Do you reckon he's being paid for that?
I don't know what is going on with people. Why do people think mullets are good?
He plays in the front row. He doesn't really know what he's doing, though, does he?
Anyway.
That's a good line.
Yeah,
He's
taking a good line.
carry.
He's obviously you were annoyed him with that little bit of chat. It's a nice cut back.
Constantly Barnes here coming. They're cutting back in. They're daggering back in.
And they're just making a yard every time. Getting close.
It's that soft shoulder, isn't it? Limmers, you talk about hitting the soft shoulder?
Yeah, that's good though.
Who's that over the ball in there? Is that Harvey?
Harvey or Cam, I think.
Yeah, great play. Just when it looked like Barnes were getting ahead of steam as well.
Yeah, yeah. Important intervention that.
Sam Sterling in front of us shaking his head. He's not happy about the performance out there.
No, I think Sammy probably would prefer much more front football, really.
Yeah.
That. The problem is, I think, again, with Sammy, is obviously player such as himself and obviously Jamie as well will be thinking about how they used to play a few years back and be looking, going, Christ, come on, guys, we can replicate this. Why aren't we replicating it?
And I think, again, it's just losing a little bit of the one-up runners. You know, the one-up runners maybe a couple of years ago were doing what the Barnes boys, they're breaking through that line,
cutting in on the angle,
and just making that extra.
Yeah, see, that's it.
It's small margins. It is small margins.
Limmers, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Mate. It's that cutting back in. They're not. There's hardly any of that.
We're really one-dimensional. It's straight up.
Yeah. Again, Brick is fantastic. He does make the yards, but again, he's got to do a lot of work.
It's there. Look, it's there. That gap there, isn't it? It's that gap there.
Yeah. No. You've got to be there quick.
And Billy punches a hole, but again, we just haven't got the 3 or 4. Oh, there's mistakes there.
Son of a gun!
We just haven't got the 3 or 4 runners that are going to break that gain line.
Shoulder.
Jamie Stevens has grappled his opposite 5 there.
He's not good, mate. That guy's not good down there.
He has eaten a lot of dirt on the way down there. Welcome to the game.
He's going to remember that.
He hasn't done Jamie too much good either, has it?
Oh, he's made of glasses, Jamie.
Not that toughened kind of stuff either.
I remember being on the far side with young Kev Stevens, Jamie's dad, and Jamie, something had happened to his eye. And he'd been subbed off, and Kev goes, "Oh, not again."
You might be able to hear the drone is back up.
You know what? I used to have that same scenario with my son when he was younger, when he was playing football. Literally, people would go, "There's a player down," and couldn't even be watching the game. I go, "Not again," because it was always Toby. He was always on the frickin' deck.
What is it with you two talking about your bloody sons?
That's because we got some. You've probably got some, but you don't know about it. Either that, actually.
Not my problem.
Either that. Okay.
It looks like we might have quite a long delay.
I think there might be a bit of a break of play.
So
here.
I was telling there was a.
Hey, while there's a break of play, why don't we see out what's going on with the twos?
Well, we could get the drone cam footage over on the twos. The Pilgrims might.
I'm not sure. Are we allowed to do? Are we allowed to do that?
Limmers is going to go and investigate.
Limmers is off.
But again, the Pilgrims are playing Park House today, and again, 25 years ago, Park House used to be a first-team fixture for Canterbury.
I've got drone cam switched around for us.
Look at that.
Hey, there we go.
So what have we got?
So what you can see there is Canterbury defending the post top of the screen.
So you guys, so the guy, yeah. So this is, let's just remind ourselves, this is the twos game against Park House. This isn't live, not in terms of the first pitch, live on the second.
But again, I think we might be concentrating on this game for a little while, because unfortunately there's still a Barnes player.
So there's Park House with the shove here.
Out on the pitch.
A couple of physios down, and even the Canterbury physio's gone over as well.
5 yards out.
Normally a bit of a sign of distress.
10 into 12, knock on.
Stress me if Charlie was walking that way.
Referee's calling it back for an infringement at the scrum.
But back in the early 90s, when Park House was a first team fixture in the Kent leagues, and we went up there one afternoon, and at that time there we were just beginning to get all through the 80s. Canterbury, really, we got pushed around a little bit, and so going into the early 90s, the recruitment, or it was more by luck than judgment, we got a lot of the old Bettshanger and Snowden miners back, people like Andy Miles, Mildew, who's still around the club now, Trapper,
yeah,
Johnny Epps, Dodie Whitlock, and a lot of these
the boys were there for more of a fight than a game of rugby.
Yeah. But from being a really bit of a soft touch in the 80s, in the early 90s, we suddenly became a team to be reckoned with, and that's when we started to go back up through the leagues. And we're playing away at Park House one afternoon, and a good friend of mine, Lawrence Condon, was playing scrum half, and his brother Dan was the tight head same day, and we knew that Park House had rather a chopsy, much like today actually, 9, who ran the game for Park House using. And so we told Lawrence that really what he needed to do through the game was just to get under the skin of the Park House 9.
6 is up.
Oh, it's good. That's good news on his
That's
feet.
good to see. It's good to see.
And I'll just quickly
Finish it. Come on, it's a good story. I can feel it.
So again, it's been about 40 minutes, and the Parkhouse scrum half Rupert and Lawrence have been arguing for most of the game, and we were going down. It was their scrum, and Lawrence said something along the lines of that Rupert was so ugly, even his mum didn't like him. It was something along those lines, which caused Rupert to throw the ball away. He was just about to put in and launch at Lawrence, where Dan, his brother, who was protective of him, was in the tight head, saw his brother getting attacked, was doing anything to try and get out of the scrum, punching, kicking, so the whole scrum then erupted. Then the supporters came, ended in absolute carnage. Referee spent about 5 minutes calming it down, reset the scrum. That's what we got here now. Ball went down again, and Lawrence said, "Your mum really likes me now." Tapped him on the arse, and it all went knocking in.
Good stuff.
But there we are. Right, game's back on.
Canterbury defending their own 22 here.
Yeah. Frank's busted his gut to get over there.
Yeah.
Make the hit roll away. Just make the hit roll away. Lined up.
Again, defensively, they're calling them across. That's not too bad. Shape's not too bad again. Again, hold that line, fellas. That's good. That's good.
Canterbury doing to Barnes what Barnes done to Canterbury.
Yeah.
They're just not letting him over that game.
Holding him on that 22. Keep to that 22. Good hit there. Oh, there we go.
Fantastic. Good stuff, boys.
Yeah, that's more like it. That's good, D. That's good, D.
It's all about what Canterbury can do with the ball now.
Yeah. See old Veely there behind the post. Pleased with that. Yeah. Good defensive set.
But you never know if he is pleased.
Veely?
Yeah, not seen a smile from him too often.
Yeah, he's Welsh, isn't he?
That's true.
You know, he's in short, so it's almost summer for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it explains quite a few things, yeah. From the Ronda.
Our drone just right above our head.
A drone just drones.
You can feel the breeze coming off it.
Yeah.
So decent position for Canterbury. A lot of field to play with if you're the 10, if you're kicking it. Where are you going, John?
I'm going down to that bottom corner. I'm whacking it as far as I can down to that bottom corner.
You haven't got any coverage down that way.
No, there's nobody down there. There's nobody at home, so that's just
Loose heads under pressure.
Yeah, penalty. So that looked like the ones shifted his hips, come wide and boring in at the side. Talk us through some of that.
Mate, well, put it this way, I'm not going to lie to you. I personally thought that was going to go the other way.
What you know.
So our lucid. Jesus, honestly, what is it? Open season with Clemmy. Right, the reason why I was saying is that Cam McMillan's come on there. He was far too low as a loose head, and the pressure.
The kick, I like it.
The pressure was going on him from the tight head. However, what is clever, this is the dark arts, they call it the dark arts. Our tight heads allowed their loose head to get the turn on it, which has saved Cam.
Quick ball from Canterbury here.
That's Sam Rogers.
That looks like a Sam Rogers run, doesn't it? You know,
made some good yards in the twos over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm not surprised he's had a little chance.
Just needs to get fit again, doesn't he?
Well, there was the thought process that he might not even make this season, right?
Yeah, he had an
correct?
operation. Yeah, shoulder was it? Put it back together.
Yeah. Sticky tape always works.
Canterbury spinning it wide here.
Let's get it.
Chopped. We're not held and get back up and go.
That's a lovely off way.
Finish him off.
Line it. Oh, it was there.
He sold it to himself.
Sweet Lord. Oh, for the love of green grass.
So the turnover ball from Barnes there. Frankie was going down. We had a man over that.
I think he was so delighted to actually the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to get anyone else to have a go for a while.
Hey.
Waited 2 months for that pass.
Yeah.
Butchered that opportunity.
Yeah. Come on, fellas, keep going.
But it was positive.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. Oh, shank that.
You got us excited anyway.
Yeah. I think the collective. Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't need pictures for that.
You normally do if you hear that phrase.
There you go. Drones back up.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
You've got to say that. Let's be honest, guys. I mean, we've only started really doing this MMS 360 in terms of the commentary side of things. This, from pre-season, Limmers, and it has got better and better, right?
I'm not sure the commentary has, but certainly the technology is getting a lot better.
Yeah. So I was having a chat to someone before the game.
Hello, my news.
MMS 360, Damien and myself were doing it back in 2020, just before the pandemic. Right. And we did an away day at Richmond. And it was a tough day at the office for Canterbury, but a great day for MMS 360. Really put on, show what they could do on the road. Yeah. But from then on, every time I come back, there's a new bit of kit, there's a bloody drone up in the air, there's a camera somewhere else. Unbelievable stuff.
It is. It's great, isn't it? It really is.
Bit sloppy that was, I'm afraid, though. We dropped the ball again there. We can't afford to keep on missing these opportunities.
Feet. He gets bashed away.
Getting a bit scrappy out there.
I think we're desperate to get that next score, aren't we? We're just pushing things a little bit more, not just playing the percentages, and just everyone's trying to do a bit too much, maybe.
Clemmy's fan club's about to enter.
Yeah, Clemmy's fan club is about to enter. This is a young gentleman called Cam Lee, who I knew when I was back at Esher. He's coming on.
Gave you a very warm hug.
He did give me it was a nice hug. It was a warming hug. It means that I meant something to him.
And your favourite player with these adventurous lids coming off?
Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame because his hair.
He had some big carries out there.
He's had a great game. His hair hasn't.
You wouldn't tell him though, would you?
Bloody would. When I'm in my car driving home. Honestly, but why do they make themselves all look like a load of rednecks? I don't understand this stupid haircut scenario going on. I am showing my age. I mean, I've shown my age already talking about Human League, and you looked at me completely blankly when what was you said? You said you're only human. You said you're only human, and I nearly said, "Oh, flesh, I'm blood, I'm made," and he wouldn't have got that.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you didn't sing it.
Of flesh and blood, I'm made.
I'm glad you didn't.
Oh, sorry. I'm only human.
This is a great position for Canterbury.
Talk
to me, John. What would you do?
Well, again, I would be going.
Great, excellent, early engaged, love it. Go.
Go on, Brick.
But what again? But there,
like
just there, we love Brick going up and smashing the player because it is fun to watch. But the point is there was space. Why did he not attack the space?
Well, again, he's made you. I mean, again, I think it might have been a little bit. That's a lovely run.
That's good.
Lovely line. That's it.
Was that the first one going across, going back on the tackle on the line?
Yeah, and a good quick ball there as well.
That's
right hands.
One more.
Set and go. He needs something. He needs something.
Again, now we need to get that one away.
Clear out was nice. I love that.
You've got a mismatch day there.
Quick ball from Tommy Williams, Danny Harriott on the route.
Oh, that could have gone. I think that could have gone.
I'm a bit excited there.
I love a cross. Come on, boys.
Again, they're numbered up a bit more now. I think that one needed to go. I think, didn't it?
Yeah.
So just cut back inside. Obviously, you saw him in the corner of his eye or whatever.
That's nice.
That's nice, goal.
That's nice.
Go
on, boys.
First ones must be.
Send him. Give him enough to get in there. Get in there.
That was a very
lovely jubbly. Good stuff.
Great finish. Good timing of the pass. Good finish.
Yeah.
Good try.
Always get worried about those ones when you got that overlap. You're so close. Like, when are you going to give it? You're going to give it too early. You're going to give it late.
Yeah, it's always got to be tricky, and you got to line the guy up in front of you and fix him. And so he thinks that you're going to carry, and then that's when you got to pop it. Go too early, and the drift defence, everyone just shuffles over one more, and the advantage you have with numbers is lost. But great play by Canterbury there. Broken play, we looked exciting.
And again, it started with that lovely line from Jamie, didn't it? Which unfortunately
looks like he's crocked himself.
Looks like he's hurt himself doing it, but yeah.
Can we go back 10 minutes when I told you he was made of glass? He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
That's the footballer in us. It looks like he's been shot.
Yeah.
Ain't double glazing.
He'll be all right. Cool. Doesn't help with the temperature out here today. It's pretty chilly, isn't it?
Yeah, and again as the lights are coming on.
But no one's home.
It's going to get a bit colder. Yeah. He's back on his feet.
What do you reckon? Reynolds from here? Cheesy, is he going to nail this one?
Yes.
Oh, I love that, Lings. I love it. Go on. Skadooch.
It's a bit short, I think, is it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Sam Rogers getting the boys G'd up there.
So that's Canterbury cutting the deficit down there. It's now 8 points to 26. We've got this in the bag, boys.
It's all about ascendancy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And now if Canterbury believe that they can start getting into it.
Let's need to take this restart. Take this restart, and again,
Go straight back down there again.
Straight back down there again. That's it.
Make it sound so easy, boys.
It is. Rugby, let's be honest, rugby really is easy. You try and run into space. If you can't, you set the man, you pass. Or you do a brick and just run into players. He's like a magnet, isn't he, for contact?
But again, it is just looking after the ball, isn't it? You know,
Tom Williams.
Yeah, no, there we go.
The bounce has been great. Go on, man. Is that Mac?
Again, and let's get it wide now. That's great stuff. Again, opportunities here.
Go on, Sammy. Cool, he's put some stank on that pass, didn't he? Put Frank under pressure a bit, didn't I like it?
We're playing some ball now, actually. It's good.
Nice
That's a nice
offload, that
offload
was
under
good.
pressure,
Only
that
option
is.
you had. Sammy,
Again, good
they're up
decision
really
good
quick,
decision,
though, aren't
good
they?
decision from Sam, though. He had to take the hit.
Clearance is good.
We've still got loads of people back this way. If we can get it out this way,
Come on, Truffle.
we need to get it wide. We've
The
got the
Truffle
numbers
should
there.
have gone.
There's loads of numbers there.
Don't slow it up.
Maybe not the men you'd want, but the numbers are there.
Exciting stuff from Canterbury. They're getting the lead runner
Yeah.
and getting a nice little
Oh, he's gone.
Nice option. Or different.
advantage.
Yeah, that's good.
Play something. Play something fun if you've got the chance, right?
Yeah, why not? So Canterbury is setting the ball up beautifully here. So what you're doing is you're throwing it almost flat to the big man carrying it, who's then just lifting it up round the corner for Cheesy Frank.
Yep.
Picking it up on the side. It's a lovely little snap ball, which then just changes the pace of the game from one-up runnering to getting it wide really quickly.
And again, and then suddenly Frank looks like he's going to open defences up all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah.
When he's got the ball in hand, he's looking for those opportunities, and he makes such a difference if you get a little bit of front foot.
Decent line out there as well.
Lovely climb.
Setting a platform.
And let's be honest, it can't be easy throwing that sizable tower up at the front.
Yeah.
Driving forward still.
Just keep it trucking on.
The ref just giving him the once warning, I think.
Just slowed up a bit.
Going backwards a little bit more. There's a little bit of space. Got bricks down the blind side there. That might be the opportunity with Frank. Two big runners there.
Penalty Canterbury.
Interesting. Yellow card for that?
In the mall.
It's tempting, isn't it?
Waiting for him to get up.
Collapsing 7. Okay. 7 is
Oh,
collapsed the
boo
more.
you, boo you could have.
Into the corner. Got to be.
In the corner, then hit Big Dave again.
Yeah.
Or Jamie. You got two really good jumpers there.
Jamie's definitely the more mobile of the two.
Yeah, but
Big Dave, he's just sizable. It's Jamie. Was that Jamie? Did they go?
Stevens up, yeah.
I'll be telling Frank to put a bit of weight in there. Here he comes.
Exactly.
Here comes Big Frank Meister.
Yeah.
But as long as he attacks it right, doesn't just make it spin around like a merry-go-round.
No, we're still going forward.
We're getting close. We're about a yard away.
Just shy of the line.
Come on, fellas. Oh, that was hard
That's
yards if he makes that.
Big wallop there.
Up a little bit shy there.
That was a big shot.
Patience now.
Here you go. Sammy Rogers wants it wide left.
Patience. Don't panic, fellas.
Come
Just
on.
look after the
You
ball.
just got to go through the motions
Look
a little
after the
bit
ball.
here.
Yeah. Nice little tip.
I like that back in on there. Was that my truffle hunter? Was that the truffle hunter?
I think the truffle hunter collected. There we go. Oh, what kind of a pass?
Yo.
Oh, that's another one.
Well tied up by Frank Canterbury. Still on the ascendancy though. This is where you want to
Go on, Danny.
A little bit of width.
Well, again, I think you need to drive up a couple more times now. You're giving them a chance. If you look out wide, they're numbered up really well. I think it might be actually if we get
That's
this
a
one back
decent
out,
line.
down the short side and away would be my
That's good.
numbered up there really well. I think
But right there, yes! Fantastic stuff!
woohoo!
Just attrition there, wasn't it?
Yeah. We said patience, isn't it? Patience.
I don't mind a bit of boring arse rugby. Just literally those little one passes, rumble, run pass, rumble. When you get that close, fantastic.
Yeah, we did say that the it's a question of whether we gave him too many in the first half, but it's coming back in.
Yeah. No.
I'm being overly confident. I've already written down the score.
You've already given him the 2.
I've already given them 2. Yeah, why not? I mean, of course, he's no John Halliday, but he's not a bad little replacement.
There we go.
Great stuff.
Poor Frankie's not that bad, is he? Tell you what, he's made that 10 show his own this season as well, Frankie.
Yeah. Again, he is the one that again, once he's got the ball in, when he's going just that first step forward, he always looks like he's going to do something.
And he's only young as well, 25, Frank.
Yeah. And again, when you're going to be talking about how Stam Sterling coming back in, and if he can hit those lines, then Frank is the person.
It makes him. At 10, you're only as good as the people moving around you almost. So if you've got someone carving up lines.
Yeah. So again, that's 2 back.
Long kick here. Asking a bit of Guy.
I'm not going to lie to you, I've just noticed that George Dean, the mullet, has come back on. Mullet watch.
All right. So 15, 26.
Go on, and John, quick maths on you for there.
Yeah, we need to score some more points.
Yeah, a couple more scores and we're in it. Lucky I'm accountant, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a salesman. I did numbers. Don't worry about the numbers.
See, I don't think Danny Harriot's bound.
No, he's not. He's not. There's
He
no
wasn't,
shoulder.
right?
There's no shoulder in there. But I'm not going to complain.
Hell no.
Canterbury can go quick here, and they have done.
They have. Oh, that's...
Who mugged that one off?
Forced a little bit.
That was a deliberate knock on. Unfortunately, he was running backwards, so he was okay. Right, it's how long we can get the ball back quickly, because again we've had a lovely bit of momentum.
Yeah.
Kicking.
Who's down? It's the glass man.
Well
done.
that
Could
have been a painful one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's hitting the scrum half. That's
a penalty, no?
I think it's got away with that.
Yeah, I think he looked apologetic.
Oh, that's all right then. So you can punch something like apologetic and get away with it.
Well, I think it increases your chances of getting away with it. I think.
Knocked on in the carry there from Canterbury. Went back to type and just one up, one up.
Yeah.
The defence just absolutely levered it.
Right. Again, defensively look set there though. That shouldn't be gaps there.
Oh!
That was a knock.
Oh, he's all over that. Come on, Sammy. Come on, sir. Call it.
Yes.
Great stuff, Sammy Rogers. That was fantastic. Great stuff from Sammy. Jamie's looking in a little bit of discomfort over there.
Giles questioning the ref's ability again.
That's unlike our chairman.
I know, that's why I'm playing off. Just trying to play the 9, it's much easier then.
Great pictures again from the drone.
Who's Jerome?
Exactly.
He's the fella flying the plane.
Oh, hi, Jerome.
You get a time check, chaps?
So long way for Canterbury to go here.
But the great thing, I've got to say, so far today, some of my favourite footage has come from the drone, especially when we were looking at that Park House game over there.
Yeah.
Just when you've got the scrum down, and then when you're up that high, you can see how the attacking line's set and the D line. It's great to see that, isn't it?
Yeah, it does add another element to it, doesn't it? You can really see how people are setting up.
Jamie, you good?
Technology, the drone, it's the future.
Come back on. Holding.
Holding on. Oh, that's a decent enough clearance. I'd be happy enough with that.
Just noticed a young Will Hunt holding the water bottles for Canterbury today. Will,
what did you say?
Yeah. Will was Will was came back last year and was playing in the first team for a bit last year. Did his knee ligaments.
In all that hate talking about
John, you've missed something.
You missed Junior entering the field of play.
I spotted it. I was just waiting for you to mention it.
Junior!
Is he filling out on the wing out there?
Yeah.
And what's his normal position again, John?
Outside centre is probably his natural home.
Yep.
Great.
Oh, mate.
9 in there.
That bloody 9, mate. He was there.
Yeah.
He's a pest, isn't he?
At the back there again, where we
really deep
here.
there.
Just keep that mark for me, Kevin, where that breakdown was.
15's attacked that 15-metre channel quite a bit in the second half. He's making some yards. Coming back for the penalty. Again, it's what we were saying, wasn't it? We just need to get our hands back on the ball. We've not really had it under our control for the last 5 minutes, and the momentum that we were building is just slipping away a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, it certainly is, isn't it?
Yeah, just edging away from Canterbury a little bit here. Barnes controlling the game very well, though. Yeah.
John, quickly, John. You mentioned when you used to be playing for the firsts.
Yeah.
Did you ever play with a young Keith Whitten?
No.
No?
Well, not knowingly.
No.
Not knowingly. Great thing about the line out just here, you get a good chance to see your mate's haircut there.
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it? Makes you want to get the old buzz cutter out and finish the job.
Again, I think Sammy's got in the middle of that. I think Sammy's all right in the middle of that.
Yeah, he's all over that, isn't he?
Hands on it.
No, shifted to the back.
But he's. There you go. Short long.
That's a nice enough hit from Frank.
Yeah, did the job there. There was a gap there.
Yeah.
It's a good job from Cam.
Again, just broke through that first line there again.
When you're getting that front foot ball every time.
That's more of a hit. That was Sam Rogers again, I think, wasn't it?
Can you follow it up?
It's not going wide by the look of it there, is it?
Just sniping around the edge.
Desperate times at the minute. No.
Gosh darn it.
Goes up from the referee as well.
Pants.
Oh dear. But, never mind. Still not out of this.
Ever the optimist, John.
Ever the optimist.
But, to be fair to Barnes, they did exactly what Canterbury did at the other end. You know, just just keep going through the phases, keep control, don't panic, and just ground it out.
Yeah, and again, unfortunately, you go back again. It's we gave them the ball back, didn't we? We coughed up the ball where we were looking, securing the ball. We coughed it up once, and they didn't let us have it back, which is a sign again of a good side, isn't it? Once they just took the sting out of the game and slowly worked themselves down here.
Yeah, that's whoever got that next score was important to the overall game.
Yeah.
And Barnes has now probably just edged the game out.
Yeah. Not yet. Come on, Canterbury, we can do this.
Still fighting the old dog yet.
Oh, God, yeah. Come on, Frankie, put him in the air, give him something to chase. There we go.
Yeah, pick up
Kick on the pitch, nicely. That's still in. Again, okay, not gone forwards there, but we've looked after the ball.
Yeah, we're not on the touchline anymore.
That's a nice little inside break. Jamie's made a couple of yards there. That's the sort of thing. If we can clear that out quickly.
This is it, isn't it?
There,
Yeah,
the
it's
ball.
all about now on the front foot again. Everyone's going
Jesus coming around the outside. That's a good line.
Well tied up by Barnes though.
But again, there's numbers there. Again, it's going to slow up a little bit here.
I don't mind that.
The back. Oh, that's not what we needed.
The problem is this: it's just the wrong person's outside him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to have a number there, but you know, Sam's never going to put that out wide to Dave, is he?
No.
Oh, that's straight through the middle.
He's backing himself.
Gonna have to get there, Tom. Gonna have to get there, Tom.
That was unbelievable around the back.
Yeah.
20 there.
But that was again great work from Cheesy to get back there and just put him. It looked like he was gone.
Oh, that's a fantastic take. Well done.
Where's he learned that from?
You know what?
Great upper body strength, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, but he has absolutely no right to nick that. Good stuff. Yeah, look, I just saw that. It looked to Dad for praise there.
I gave him a little wink.
Good lad. Go on, Cam.
Right,
Great
go on,
yard,
Canterbury.
great
Exits.
From there.
Get after it, Tommy boy.
Hit him and hit him hard.
Good hit.
Good lad. Well done, Tom.
And they're over. Go quick.
15 wants a piece, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, that's turning nasty over there. Oh, that's could be trouble if the ref's seen it.
No, but more importantly, the first bit as well. They've got the first bit.
He flipped him. I think that was the problem. He flipped him on his head.
Oh, yeah, he did. I'm not going to lie to you. He completely, totally dropped him on his head. But the point is that the 15 was the aggressor to start with. And don't get me wrong, Sam shouldn't retaliate. Of course he shouldn't retaliate. But the 15 was the aggressor to start with.
Yeah. I don't know what the touch judge getting involved here.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it in case our ref mic comes up.
Just come away with that one, I think, a little bit.
Okay, so let's be quiet, guys. Let's see what we get.
So they both held each other off the ball.
Yep.
I've then seen 13.
Yes.
Took a player off the ball, above the horizontal.
Yep.
Me point of contact was on his head.
Yep.
Okay, so from that.
I didn't see the point of contact first, but I saw him tipping beyond the horizontal.
Okay. So for me, the point of contact was head. Okay. So we're going to make it. Okay. Jamie and 13.
I'm hoping he's going to say, I didn't really entirely see it, I'm guessing.
Nasty number 15, I know what he did. Very naughty.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have retaliated, you were very bad.
If we get a yellow, we might be lucky.
The player above the horizontal, he's landed on his neck. Has he? Yes, that is a red card, okay?
It's worse.
Absolutely cacked. I love the way in which they don't see the first part, they see the second.
I think Clemmy's trying to talk loud enough for the ref to hear that.
You know what? And I will talk loud enough because the first bit doesn't even mention the first bit which happened. They pick up on the last part.
The problem is,
what did the 15 do the first bit?
Yeah, that's fine. You can get involved. You can get a bit nasty, but when you're bumping someone on the head, that's unfortunate.
I will completely look. Don't get me wrong. You shouldn't retaliate, but the 15 has also got to go in for a yellow to start off with because he was the one starting it.
I think that's fair enough. But again, if the ref hasn't seen that, he's only seen.
But he's asked the AR, and the AR's only given him the latter part.
Yeah. Right, now, even I will have to admit, this could be an uphill battle.
Oh, we're going downhill, John. We're going downhill now.
That's right, yeah.
Awful decision.
Can we got to drift out here. Push.
They have. The bounce is going to be kind. Very frustrating.
Yeah.
I think it might be a little bit like a milk floating treacle at the moment now for these boys.
Well, I was just thinking, it's for my Tom to be able to pull this one out the fire from here. They're going to talk about it for years, aren't they?
As if his hamstring can last.
The Halliday Hallelujah.
Tough one to take that for Canterbury because they're looking like they're getting back into the game. All of a sudden, Barnes get 7 on the board. Then we get a red card.
Yeah.
And left themselves too much to do coming out in that second half.
Yeah. And again, we were back to a gap was 11 for a while, there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And at that point there, it was in the balance, wasn't it? But yeah, it's disappearing, unfortunately. And again, obviously, that was Sterling as well. So he's going to be missing for. What was he going to get for that? He's going to get
probably a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know the downside is, guys. With the great footage at MMS 360 Media, there's no way to get out
That's
of
right.
it.
There's not much defence there, to be fair.
On the bright side, that does mean young Tom Halliday might get a look in.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is very true. Every cloud, Liz, every cloud.
And if only Max, his hamstring had held
Oh
up.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, hits the beans.
Such a shame he hit the post there. I'm really upset for that young man. No one likes bumping the curb.
Again, this is another 10 minutes of seeing what they're made of, isn't it? Really, because again, it's quite easy after the last 5 minutes for your heads to drop and
Yeah,
start thinking about
I'm
next
not
week.
sure how long's left on the clock, but yeah, it's not going to be very long out there now. Which should probably be for the best for the boys in black and amber.
Do you think, just looking back on the incident there with Sam, do you think there was a way in which he could have actually put him down nicely?
Yeah, by not picking him up in the first place.
By not rising to it in the first place.
So that's almost like the Sam Warburton one in the World Cup a few years back.
Don't get involved. When you're winning and when things are going your way, you're not even bothered in that. You're not getting involved.
Yeah. But when you're scrapping out there, you're behind, or as your team are lower in the league.
Against the wall, when it gets a bit scrappy, you want to get in. Yeah.
I always found that blowing the aggressor a little kiss was a nice way just to settle everyone's nerves.
I always found in one game when I played against London French, there was this tight head against me, and he absolutely stank. Bless him, he stank of red wine and garlic. And I'm not going to go down this. This is no. Because no, he did.
Do I need to say that, Mike?
No, he did. And I happened to mention it to my hooker. Because at the beginning of every scrum, he was breathing on me. I didn't like it, so I said to him, "Mate, he really stinks, this guy." And my hooker said, "Don't worry, Clemmy, I'll sort it out for you." Okay, brilliant, excellent. Next scrum, just as we're going to bend down, he looks at him and goes, "You'd be speaking German if it wasn't for us." At which point I'm a lover more than a fighter. Decided to step out of the situation and watched 15 men try and beat hay bales out of each other.
That's not a great exit from Tom Williams there.
No.
But I've got to say, for me, it was a great exit out of that scrum.
Tied up though.
Oh, it's... So what year was that then, Clemmy?
Oh, crikey. I remember what happened after the game, because I went and watched England versus Pacific Islands.
After the war.
Yeah, which war?
It was after the Pacific. I mean, it was going out with them. I just started courting the missus. I'm going to go back to when did England win the World Cup?
2003.
So then, about 2007, 2008. I can't even tell you how you had to set a scrum back then. It might have just been the old classic set.
Danny Harriot's really got something up him here, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He really wants to show something
Yeah,
on his opposite number.
Well, the thing is, he's actually going up against his an ex-teammate of his, because Cam Lee was at Blackheath for a little while with Danny Harriot.
Oh, okay.
The old stat man strikes again.
It's an interesting stat man. How many yellow and red cards we've had this season? Because again, I
can tell you that off the top of my head, too many. We've just been poor, and it's happened in the pre-season as well. Harvey Furno started off with a red card.
Yeah.
But yeah, great penalty on the head there. That came from Danny on his opposite man, I think.
Yep.
I think he's winning that one.
Actually, I think I put.
Oh, it's gone.
Banana back in, and that is a decent nudge.
Oh, that's a bad one. He's going to get cut apart if you ain't careful.
Yeah, let that one
Well,
go.
the 15 seems to be fine after being dropped on his head.
Good exit pick that.
Yeah. Go on, Tom, you can score from there, son. Not
That's
now
a
it's off the
cracking
pitch,
exit
you
in
can't.
the end. That's a really good exit.
That's good. And again, I hate to say it, that is the way to play this slope.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in trouble, launch it.
Surprisingly, you don't see as many 50-22s out here as I'd expect.
No.
Whether people aren't attempting it or just not executing it, but
Well, that should be one for a start, shouldn't it? Did that just
No,
blue nudge?
just outside, I think.
But yeah, I mean that rule is almost made for that bottom corner. I got to say.
Yeah. Quite peaceful without the drone overhead now, isn't
Yeah.
it?
So I can hear yourself think, can't you?
I can hear the voices in my head again now. No, Simon, don't do that. Don't pick up the knife.
It's a big carry there in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
Straight to the boot, up in the air.
Go on, let's. Might as well have a little run. They've just run back 40 yards. Didn't need to be doing that.
Yeah, and if you're going to be doing that, you've got to really be finding the corners, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's a kick to
Okay, and
nothing
that's
there.
tiredness. Oh, that's great feet, to be fair to him. Great feet.
That 20 since he's come on has been absolutely electric.
Yeah.
The worst thing is you've seen them ones let go from the referee.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything wrong. He was fine.
Didn't ask for it. They gave it to me.
And again, if you look apologetic, you get away with it. So maybe that's where Sam went wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
Sam actually looked like he meant to have done that, which he did do. There we are. That's nice
One more.
hands. Oh, it's a great pickup from Kingsman.
That's Charlie. Oh, go on, Charlie.
Oh,
That's a shame.
We've just not released the backs, have we, at all?
story of the season, is it?
Yeah. I think it probably is. I think, we had too many going nowhere drives up the middle, haven't we? Which hasn't created the fast ball that we need.
It's been a shame because there was a glimpse of it in the first half. Start of the second half, the boys came out and looked really dangerous, really exciting.
But do you think though, I mentioned that phrase they were using, trust the process or whatever it is. My gut instinct is that the process is literally that straight run.
No, I disagree.
What is it?
No. We've seen it out here. Looks like someone's down a bit of treatment again. But we've seen it out here a couple of times this afternoon, flipping it around the back to Cheesy at 10. The
so for him to then to sit back deeper.
Yeah, so he's almost following the first run around, almost like a secondary 9, and they're just like popping it round the shoulder to him, around the corner to get it quick. And when it happened, like John, you have to say it has looked good.
Yeah, it has. And again, that's where you just need the variation, but there's got to be a secondary threat, isn't it? Because we did it and we played it really nicely, but we did it 2 or 3 times in a row, and that's when you need that back on the angle run just to keep defences honest.
I think that's the difference between us and Barnes today. Yeah. That the angles, I wouldn't say they're running harder, but the angles they're running are smarter. So when you, as a defence, if your feet are set and your hips are facing one way, if someone's coming in at you at 45 degrees, it's bloody hard work to get back around there and make that tackle.
And also, you can't ever underestimate the effect of confidence, can't you? It's been
we said it in the first half about the mojo, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean,
so I can't help but think that if we pick up on that there about the confidence thing, if this game had come straight after the Worthing game,
you've got something to build on, haven't you?
I mean, unfortunately for us, we then had to go straight to Blackheath.
Yeah.
And then you look at the scores last week. One team won 76-0, one team edged out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And again, and to be fair, going looking at the recording of the Blackheath game, that first half of the Blackheath game, we had 4 or 5 really great chances to score. We could have gone in that Blackheath game well up at half time.
But even last week, we left 3 out there in the first half. We should have been walking off that pitch last week being the winners.
Yeah. It's a very good point, mate. Very good point.
Yeah.
But there we go.
It was tough day at the office for Canterbury here at the Merton Lane ground.
Yeah.
Upwards and onwards.
Yeah, I mean, again, I have to say, gentlemen, I've enjoyed it. You've been great, excellent company, and the drone has been the highlight as well today.
Yeah.
Getting up in the air.
Company okay, pitch quality good.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that, really. I'm a little lost.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man of the match.
Huh.
For Canterbury, I would probably say.
You can't say your own boy.
Hey, but you know what?
Okay, well, in that case, so the second.
I would have gone with Dave Irvine, but he got a yellow card in the first half, so I'm going to have to discount him purely because of the yellow.
I thought Harvey had a really good game.
I think
I think
Harvey's going to. Yeah, he's grown into it, isn't he?
But you know, you've got to bear in mind though that whatever we choose, we know it's not going to be the one which is given out there, right?
No. Who is sponsors today? That
I reckon there's an outside chance that Danny might end up with it again.
No, I'm sorry, it's not going to the front row club.
It might do because Danny's out there and sponsors love Danny. Where are we going? Come on, Limmers. Where you at? You're having Harvey.
If I was out there, I'd be giving it Harvey.
Nice.
Mainly 'cause I like Harvey as well.
Yeah, I like Harvey.
It's a big step.
He's one of our own.
It's a big step up when you're a young lad in your young 20s playing National League rugby. It's a tough place to be.
It's a very tough place to be.
And when you're coming out there, he hasn't played a lot of second team rugby. Like your boys haven't played a lot of second team rugby. It's a big step up to playing at level 4, and the boys are doing it well.
Yeah.
And I would make passing comment that it was nice to see Sam Rogers back there as well. Again, when he came on in the second half, he made some tough yards, got involved in stuff, and obviously not back to his full throttle yet. But again, pleasing signs to see him back.
Sam Rogers and Sam Sterling back in the fold.
Yeah.
See, that's where I wish that Tristan King was still actually active. But I think he's doing the CrossFit Opens and stuff, isn't he?
He's away at the moment. Yeah.
So again, you get him in there, then you've got and if you don't play him at hook and you play him in the back row, you've got real mobile. It's just mobility everywhere, isn't it? It's fast, it's exciting.
But what we want to do is release the boys on the wing.
Mm.
I think and it is speed, isn't it? Speed of ball. And we do seem to get stuck a little bit in the centre of the pitch, and we're not attacking those 15-metre channels out wide with giving the guys that have got the gas enough space to do what they're good at.
So what's the thought process then? What's the thought process of constantly going in there, that middle run, that just one off runner? What's the thought process behind that?
The thought process is when you win your collisions, driving back a yard, and then come around the corner with them on the back foot.
Yeah, like you got to build a platform as well, and it's all about changing the angle in those one-up drives, which we didn't do enough time. But what we did do progressively in some points was snap it out the back and move it quick.
Yeah.
If you're watching the live stream, I've got to say that looks like a very yummy donut.
Yeah. Well, again, it does show that we are still excellent at making a circle.
We are very good at making a circle.
No, it's. I imagine there's some tough words being said in there.
But I don't see.
Sometimes.
Do you think Corks would actually be tough after those things, or would he be specific to each person when he sees them?
Corks will go in circle and say, "What do you think, boys?" He wants the boys to let him know what they think.
Yeah.
And there's some boys in that circle that have been around the block that played some decent level rugby, who won't be afraid to just say it how it is. Some home truths, Unfortunately, we weren't good enough today, and that's the bottom line. So how do you go about making that better?
Yeah. I think, am I right in saying that it would be silly to kind of say that like the red, for them to go back and hark on the red card, because the game was already lost really prior to.
The game was lost in the first half, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Giving people 19-0 head starts again is never going to be the way to.
Yeah, John's stupid decision of playing the hill the wrong way around.
Yeah. To see, we would have. What was the second half score? Did we win the second half?
No, it didn't get any better.
We got some points. We didn't win it.
It didn't get any better.
12. It was much closer. But the point being, if you get the chance to use the slope.
To be fair, 12-19.
Yeah. And one of those tries came after the red card, which again was towards him. But yeah, I think it is that head start. Again, I've seen, I don't know, not every game this season, but I've seen 5 or 6 in this season, and certainly it is that head start seems to be there every week.
Yeah.
If you noticed any of the light quality disappearing, that's our chairman turning off the lights already. Clearly, he's really.
He's already on the way home.
I think he might be very cross after this one. I mean, he normally pays the meter for a little bit more than that, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. And finally, we've got music after the game.
Yeah, we usually do. I don't think you're about often enough.
I thought didn't remember any music before the game. Well, it's a building atmosphere.
No, we normally have David Haig building the atmosphere.
Well, we hope we're going to have... who's going over there? Oh, blimey. Limmers, you pulled it out of the bag.
Man of the
You
match.
pulled it out of the bag. Look,
Someone knows what they're talking
Oh
about right
my
now,
God! Yeah, I could see in your eyes the moment you turned around. There was a smugness, even more so than normal.
But again, the nice thing is actually, I agree with that. It's a good decision.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree. That
I think that's a couple in a row, actually. I think he got man of the match a couple of weeks ago as well, I think.
It's bittersweet, isn't it? Picking up man of the match is fantastic, but you'd rather win, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What do they get for the man of the match nowadays?
A bottle of wine, I think.
Well, I bet if I know anything about his dad, he's still going to get a bollocking from him. Sorry, I'm telling off.
As they always do. Well, hopefully at some point we're going to get our DOR over. So we'll try and get him. We'll try and get Corks over to have a chat.
You could go to him with the new mobile technology.
We could, but I don't know where my mobile cam is. My mobile cam seems to disappear, which I'm very upset about.
Oh, the monkeys.
Yeah, can't see where it is.
Monkeys.
Don't. You'll get Clemmy singing.
Oh yeah, now again, I'm going to show my age.
Isn't this back to
I'm going to
Shrek?
show my age
Didn't
here
we
again.
start
I'm
with
going to
Shrek?
show my age.
His name's Clemmy.
I have actually watched these guys live. Yes, I have. At the Bournemouth the Bournemouth International Centre. I went down there. I think it was about 19 or 20. I'd only recently started driving, and I went down and watched them with my auntie.
It's a fascinating insight.
My
he
auntie,
does have, yeah.
Auntie Tinsy. Her name's not Tinsy. Her name's Evelyn. I don't know why we call her Tinsy. No idea, but she's called like Tinsy. Anyway, get back to the rugby.
The Inquisition's still going on out there.
What are we going to?
Senior players and head coach.
Yeah.
So we're back at home again next week, correct?
Is it? Oh, we've been next week.
I think we're back next week.
Yeah, back home again. Back home next week.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So we should be expecting hopefully a backlash.
Who
retaliation from today?
I must admit to not having a clue who we're playing. So who is it next week?
I'll have to have a look at my my little fixture list.
We're
Actually,
at home. I can tell you that much.
Okay, that's good.
we are definitely at home. Bear with me. I'll have a look at my fixture list. You guys talk amongst yourselves while I do all the hard work as always.
Yeah, there's another Inquisition. We seem to be having a lot of Inquisitions, though, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like Canterbury are going to have enough to stay up this year.
Yeah.
So what do you do for next year?
I know Giles will be looking at recruitment. And I suppose that process has to start fairly soon. And once we know we are secure, it's looking at what we've got and looking where we need help. I suppose we need reinforcements.
Are we talking players? Are we talking coaches? Are we talking physios? What do you reckon? Your boys are on the pulse.
I don't think players.
I think I disagree with you there.
I think we've got a lot of young here.
I don't think we have enough depth and quality in the back line.
I'd be upset if we all of a sudden bring in too many, and it changes what they've started. You know, it's the first year we've actually been putting lots of young boys in. They're getting used to it.
So we called back this year. Sam Sterling, Tristan King, Tommy Best is still on his you can't have that many more seasons left. No. And you've got to be. I know there's boys coming through the ranks. And building up, but you've got to have people coming in with level 4 quality rugby.
Yeah. And then we have got young lads coming in, but you're not going to win too many rugby matches with young lads driving straight up the centre as we tried to do today.
Yeah.
So if we are going to stick with the youth, and I'm not saying that's wrong because obviously two of the youths are mine, but we need to change the style.
Quick, exciting play.
Yeah. And move people around. Move teams around and maybe look at that kicking game and certainly when we're at home, again, come back to it, use the conditions to our favour, move teams around, get them in that corner and get them stuck there.
Yeah.
And then look to the wide expenses because it's a lovely big wide pitch still. I mean, we have got the room for people to move and run if we get the chance.
When you're out there, it's a lot of grass to cover, isn't it?
So you're saying recruiting the backs then?
No, I don't see this. I think maybe
depth in the squad. Strength depth in the squad is something that we haven't had. You look at the 2 squad out there behind us today, and they were feet on the ground because we had to push people up to here.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just. I think I'm not saying that the quality of the top line players is improving. I mean, it might do, but just strength and depth in general in the whole squad.
Yeah. I mean again, I think Sam Rogers was meant to be in the 2s there as well, wasn't he? And Tom was meant to be in the 2s.
Yeah.
And that's two people who have been consistently in the 2s, or good strong 2 performers, which then takes that 2. So yeah, it's having the ability to keep on growing what has been a really successful year for the Pilgrims. But, you know, they're right at the top of their league. I haven't heard. I think certainly from half time, I think they would have won today. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, we will find. I mean,
but it's making sure that both we've got a strong first team, but a second team which is pushing in every single position, so that people don't get too comfortable in their position. And I think so that some of them are just a little bit comfortable. And
we're about to be joined by the imposing figure of Matt Corker.
Yeah. He's
rueful smile, I think you call that one.
I think you've also. It's interesting. We've just got lovely terminology, Corks from Limmers, the imposing figure of
thank
Matt
you very
Corker
much.
coming out. Hello, Mr. Imposing.
How are we?
I'm all right, mate. I've missed you.
It's been a long time, mate. Yeah, very good. Yeah, not too bad. Not the best day for us.
No, not the best day. I put out a couple of things I just want to chat to you about. Again, we've spoken about a few times now in our after-game night conversations, which I really enjoy and I do love. D-sets, again, generally speaking, good, but so many of them, right?
We talked at half-time about how if we have a positive and then we back that positive action up with a negative, you just end up doing this all the way along. And especially in that first half, we're not doing enough good things in a row to actually capitalise on anything. And that also affects our ability to get out of our 22. So we had some cracking turnovers in that first half, like where the boys have really gone to work for us, and then we kick it and we make a mistake at the line out, or it's just backed up with a handling error. Our first phase, we had a knock on, and it just, for me, that's the story of our performance today, is our ability to control the ball. The amount of penalties when we were in possession is through the roof, and I think the number of those would be in the attacking 22, and that's how you score tries, through building pressure. And we obviously had a really good chat in at half time, and we came out and, you know, we showed when we play fast and we actually retain possession and we make defences work, we can be a really potent attack. But we've just talked then, and to be fair, this is a great group of lads. They've got all the answers, but we understand now that action is what we need. We need to be able to do the things we're saying we want to do and stick to the plan. And for me, when we scored our 2 tries in that second half, to then not be able to keep the foot on the throat, where against Sevenoaks we had 5 visits to the 22, scored 4 tries in 13 minutes, and we've got confidence in our ability to score fast.
Yeah.
But we have to be able to keep the ball, and that's just our undoing. But 38 points against a good team, it's going to be a very hard day to win. So
yeah, and I mean, I looked at the stats prior to the game, and Barnes are away are scoring on average over 30 points in an away game, even when they're losing. You know, they've now won 5 away, they've lost 4 away, so you know that they're going to score and they're going to score and they're going to score. But that second half performance was infinitely better than the first, no? Or are we looking, as commentators, are we just looking at numbers?
No, it's very different. Like, we controlled the ball, we actually looked very dangerous. We left a few tries out there. I think Frank Morgan, when we review it, he stepped in as a 2-on-1 on the outside. Charlie Kingsman on his late break, unfortunately stepping into touch, and that's before we even start talking about the turnovers at the breakdown. So we probably, I'd say, at least 5 or 6 visits to the 22 where we haven't fired a shot, and we know that if you can't score without that. So look, we are disappointed because we wanted to really show what we were about, and I think physically we were much better today. But if we're slow to fold against these good teams, that's where a couple of their tries came in the first half. Missed tackle, and we've also talked about our kicking game, where I think we played a lot of rugby around the halfway, including our kicking, and when we were against Tunbridge we really pinned them back, and we've been talking about how we're much more effective when we do that, and we didn't see that today until later on.
Nice to see Sammy Rogers back out on the field for the first, right?
He's
such a character anyway.
Yes, he is. He is a great lad, and it is great. I suppose for the supporters, they don't see people's personal battles. So Sam had a shoulder operation, must be coming up a year now, and he's been in the Pilgrims for a few weeks. He had a bit of hamstring trouble and then got a few games in a row, so really good to see someone's hard work rewarded, because it doesn't always go like that. And yeah, no, really happy for him to see him back out there. I think he loved it.
We had quite a funny moment when we were on here. Obviously, John, bless him, who obviously commentates with us now. Obviously, there's a hell of a lot of conversation about his boys. Oh my God, we almost started to change it from being Cant Rugby Live, to actually Holiday Rugby Live.
Yeah.
But with that red card there for Sammy Sterling, we're joking saying it might give Tommy a chance, but it's nice to have that wonderful fact that our twos are performing so well, that our young guys are getting these wonderful chances, aren't they still?
Look, it's something that we've always been about since I've been here, and that's given these young guys an opportunity. And part of our role, I think, is really making sure that they're prepared. And Tom's worked so hard. He lost out through injury, and he had a few games before Christmas, and he's just been working really hard on getting back to his game, and he trains really well. So being able to give him that opportunity again, and absolutely, like injuries and suspensions, that's how people get their chances. So it's probably an exciting couple of weeks for him to sort of show what he's about.
Yeah, so obviously we've got Bury St Edmunds next weekend, back up here. Hopefully a little bit warmer.
Well, I don't mind a bit of sunshine coming. It's always nice. But
what can we expect? Would you guys now for this week be asking for a backlash from these guys, or are you just going to say, look, guys, just got to trust the process? Because I hear that phrase around the club a lot. They're called trust the process.
Yeah, we talk about sticking to the plan because we need to know what our process is, and I personally think that sometimes that's not always the same thing. So we've been really encouraging the boys, and they've got really good at it, is making a plan and sticking to it. And when we all know what we're doing, it's that clarity of purpose that helps us be effective. So we asked for a physical reaction this week, because last week we missed more tackles than we were all embarrassed by it. And I think that's what today was, one of our focuses today was showing that, physically we are there as a team, and we are prepared to do it. And I think there were some great shots, and the tries they scored, maybe the last one here where it was a pick and go, it's quite hard to see what's going on there, but I think we had some really good defensive sets in our 22, and the tries were more probably system errors than actually tackle errors. Yeah. But in terms of us, I think the key to us being at our best is what we do with the ball, because the longer we have it, the less we have to defend. It's easy, isn't it? It's an easy sell. So we are relatively simple. That doesn't mean it's easy in the way we attack. So we'll have to double down and make sure we have some conversations about, do we understand what we're trying to achieve and how we do that.
But the thing, there's nothing wrong with going simple, is there, really? Because you look at like Ian McGeehan's always talks about something called world-class basics. So that's the thing. If your basics are world-class, that's the key. Then you could start fiddling around, fancy moves here, there, and everywhere. But it's those basics, isn't it, you're asking for?
Well, and I think if you saw from our, I want to say first try, just the quality of the boys, just to finish like a 4-on-3. And that's what defines the best teams from, the teams lower down the league, and have to do that consistently. So not only did we create the opportunity, we finished it really effectively, and that's us at our best. So we'll be doing a lot of stuff with ball in hand this week, and just looking to get back to our most effective with the ball.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. I mean, we've got Bury St Edmunds next week, so I hope that you'll be coming over here with a big smiley face. Not that you don't smile anyway, because I know you're not one of those kind of negative guys who'll. I mean, obviously you'll dwell on this when away in private and work on it. But it'd be just lovely to see you coming over a nice big beaming smile on next Saturday with a big win.
We love winning. It's never a question. But and the thing that I'm looking forward to this back end of the season, we've got all the teams above us, so it's going to be a real test. But that's the privilege of playing at this level. Like, there's no easy games, and we want to find out about ourselves.
Brilliant. Look, but it's always a pleasure. It's never going to be a chore. Thanks, buddy. Cheers, mate. Well, there we are, guys. It was another wonderful chat with Matt Corker at the end of our game. As I said, thank you so much for all you guys who've been listening. Thank you again so much for MMS 360 Media for the amazing footage that you do produce for us. It wasn't maybe to be for us today for Canterbury. Lots of positives still to come from it. And I personally think that coming down next week, come down and see us, or watch us on the stream if you can. Okay, and I guarantee you're going to see a much different performance. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend and a wonderful evening. Take care now, and bye-bye.